Larson Park, everybody. Wayne DeZoo back along with Dave Burnett on a damp night here in downtown Boise. Like I say, the rain is holding off, and it probably should hold off the rest of the night. But it was raining all day. The field is a little bit damp. It's chilly at 48 degrees. But otherwise, you know what? We've had a great fall for football, Dave, and tonight, really, you couldn't ask for a better night.
No, you couldn't. I mean, considering it's the last weekend of October, typically, it's freezing by this time, so really not too bad. By the way, just so you know, we have fired up the video streaming, so if you're wanting to watch this game tonight, we'll be broadcasting it live from video streaming at 630thefan.com. And as I mentioned earlier, I sent out a couple of tweets earlier to some of the Skyline guys, and it got retweeted. So if you're tuning in from eastern Idaho, then welcome, and we'll try to get you a video stream of the game.
You've got an update, I think, speaking about Eastern Idaho, game being played at Madison High School.
Yep, Madison right now has taken a 14-0 lead. This is in the second quarter. It's 14-0 over Timberline. So Madison handling that one easily so far.
You know, let's talk about the Capital quarterback, Drew Korf. Right now, he has thrown for 1,935 yards this year, 21 touchdowns, and he's only been picked 6 times this season. You know what? If his hand is well, he is a factor. And he hurt his hand last week, but if his hand is all healed and he can hold on to that football on a damp night, Capital should be okay.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine tonight. And he's, as you said, he's only got 6 picks on the season, so he really takes pretty good care of the ball when he does throw the ball. So Capital should be in pretty good shape there.
And a guy he throws it to a lot, and I do mean a lot, is Sam Brixey, who has 50 receptions this year, 5-0 for over 1,000 yards. He's averaging 20 yards a catch and 9 touchdowns. So he's the kind of guy that you look for on the big play. And obviously Skyline knows it, that they're going to want to go to Brixey, so they'll be watching him.
Yeah, and Brixey, one of the most athletic guys on the team. I think I mentioned last time that we had a Capital game. He has got, I believe he's committed. If not, he's about to commit to go to Nebraska in track. Kid's quite a hurdler. He is quite the athlete.
And, of course, Micah Hagler, the running back for Capital, not a bad season, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, has 9 touchdowns. Not a major factor in this offense, but one of those guys that when you need a few yards, he's right there. He can get them for you. So if those 3 players can get it done on offense, Capital will be fine. The big problem, as we mentioned, Capital averaging 30 points a game, but giving up 30 points a game. So the bottom line is can that defense hold in there?
Yeah, which Capital team and which Capital defense will show up for this game? That'll be, a big factor in this as we get into it. The other thing I do think, and that is when we start the game, the ball will be very dry. But just because of the fact that turf is wet, as we go through the game and they switch balls in and out, eventually that ball is going to get a little bit wet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as far as handling that ball, and if the moisture will affect the handling of the ball when it comes to fumbles or bad passing.
I talked about, Bridger Taylor, the quarterback for Skyline. He has 19 touchdown passes this year. He's completed 66% of his passes. His favorite receivers, really, he's got 2 of them. David Ames III with 46 catches and Carson Lott with 40 catches. Lott is the big guy. He averages 14 yards per catch, okay? And Ames is also the leading rusher on the team. So you got to watch him. He's carried the ball 111 times this year for nearly yards. He's averaging almost third. Not only is a threat running the ball, but he's also the leading receiver as well on his Skyline team.
And if you're watching the video streaming, 630thefan.com, David Ames III wears number 3.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that early on, and I said, boy, that's going to be easy to remember.
Yeah.
David Ames III, he's number 3.
Something tells me that kid's probably worn the number 3 in sports all his life.
The day of playoff time, and obviously the other game that's being played in the Valley, across the way, is Bora and Eagle.
Again, it depends which team shows up for Bora. Consistent all the way through. They've had a couple of struggles, but Bora, there are times where they look like giant killers, and then you turn around and even win it. Which Bora game will try to keep on that score as well tonight.
We're moving in on the Skyline and Capital, ready to kick it off here. Fan.
Your way to a job interview and your car won't start, you panic. When you panic, decisions. When you make rash decisions, you pay too much for things. When you pay too much for things, that includes a new battery. When you pay too much for a new battery, you get mad. When you get mad, you self-medicate. When you self-medicate, you buy things you can't afford. When you buy things you can't afford, you buy a motorcycle. When you buy a motorcycle you can't afford, you try to hold up a convenience store.
Put the money in the bag!
When you try to hold up a convenience store, you wind up with a clerk who is a 2-time judo champion. When you wind up with a clerk who's a 2-time judo champion, you get beaten up and taken to jail. When you get taken to jail, you end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't buy an expensive battery. Buy a less expensive battery from the Battery Exchange.
Hi, this is Aaron from the Battery Exchange. Let us save you from the disaster of buying an expensive battery. Come and visit us at our new store, now open on Overland Road in Boise, in Meridian, on Fairview, and in Caldwell on the Boulevard by D&B Supply. The Battery Exchange. All the power, half the price.
Go Wireless is your local premium Verizon wireless retailer. With locations across the Treasure Valley, they're delighted to assist you with all your wireless needs. They have the latest devices and a huge selection of the hottest accessories for your phone, tablet, and more. Go Wireless wants to take care of you and provide you with only the very best customer service. You won't have to take a number and sit around for an hour to be helped like at the corporate stores. If you're looking for the newest wireless technology and the best service around, visit Go Wireless today.
The first time it was in a basketball game, then a soccer game. Last time, you just stepped off the curb wrong. A chronic sprained ankle is not only painful, it never seems to heal. Did you know soft tissue damage may not show up on an x-ray? Dr. Burke and Dr. Martin are specialists at Foot and Ankle Medical Center. They know what to look for, and they may be able to fix your chronic sprained ankles and no referral needed. See the specialist at Foot and Ankle Medical Center in Nampa, Emmett, Mountain Home, and Fruitland, and online, footandanklemedicalcenter.com.
KFXD Boise.
I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
Your station for Dan Patrick is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
The Fan, Wayne Zuback, Dave Burnett with you from Donald Larson Park in downtown Boise. And tonight it's Skyline of Idaho Falls at 7-2 against the Capital Eagles, a 5-4 team coming into this ball game, but favored here tonight at home. These two teams met last year in the first round of the playoffs, with Capital winning it 45-28 at this very Donald Larson Park Stadium.
630thefan.com is where you can find live video streaming. And so if you have a family who lives in eastern Idaho that did not make it over for the game, and looking at the crowd across the way, not a whole lot of people from Skyline. Considering at the Emotion Bowl last week there was 9,000 people there, most of those people stayed home tonight. So 630thefan.com is a website where you can watch live video streaming. Let your family in eastern Idaho or anyone who stayed home tonight know that.
All right, Capital won the coin toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so they will kick off. And Brett Ibsen will be kicking off. He'll be kicking it to either David Ames III or Carson Lott. You'll hear those names a lot tonight. Here's the kickoff. It's low on the ground. It's bouncing. It's going to come all the way in to David Ames III. He's finding a little room to run up the middle as he picks it up off the turf and gets it out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Grizzlies will take over 1st and 10.
And a couple of those Capital Eagles on defense there as they came up trying to make the tackle did slide on that turf, so a little bit slick on that first kickoff return.
So Bridger Taylor coming in at quarterback for the Skyline Grizzlies. 5'11", 205. He's kind of bringing the play in from the sideline. Now we're ready to go. Handoff to David Ames III. He gets around the right side, gets about 9 yards. Nice pace on his run there, getting it across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Just shy of a first down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Kavala Higgins making the tackle that time, coming up from that corner slot.
So Taylor, the quarterback, 5'11", a junior, 205 pounds, gets the signal from the sidelines, kind of runs it in. They do huddle up. Capital goes with no huddle, so they're going to be a lot quicker on offense as far as that goes. The snap, the throw, it's going to be good, and it's going to be complete for a first down out to Carson Lott. It was just a quick little pass out on the flat, and Lott is across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So right now, Skyline moving the ball very comfortably, Dave. Again, they take their time looking out over the field as they go to the sideline to get the play from head coach. Taylor at quarterback in the shotgun. Has it. Hands it off. This is Lott down the left side. No, this is David Ames. He's down the left side all the way to the 40 to the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 20 yards.
Yep.
Just like that, an inside handoff.
He was able to get that edge out there and took off and showing a lot of speed, which, once again, as we mentioned, that is really what we're going to have to see out of Skyline if they want to do anything, is it's going to take speed.
Told you that David Ames averages about 7 yards a carry, has 7 touchdowns on the season, and right now the Grizzlies moving it against that suspect Capital defense. We talked about the fact they give up 30 points a game, and right now it just seems like Skyline is moving it right down the field. The handoff that time to Kyler Morgan. He gets nothing.
At that time, the defense, they did what they needed to do right there in the middle of the line. They just got down low and blocked everything in there well.
Gain of, no gain. It's right at the 35-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Skyline. And again, Skyline very deliberate. Send a wide receiver to the near side. That's Colton Bates. Shotgun. Hand it off to David Ames. Ames around the right side. He has another little hole down to the 30. Inside the 25-yard line. Down to about the 24.
Skyline does something I don't think I've ever seen before. The center and the wide receivers, they get over the ball before the team even breaks a huddle. And so they're ready to go, and then everybody rushes to the line and they snap it immediately. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Well, right now, Skyline just moving the ball down the field. Most of it's been on the ground. They're at the Capital 24-yard line.
I mean, they do a traditional huddle. There's a center. He's over the ball, ready to go, and everybody comes up.
And as soon as they get up there quickly, they snap it from the shotgun. Taylor. He's going to hand it off around the left side. Gain of about 2 more yards. And I don't have a number 24 on my roster, Dave, so I'll have to find out. I'm going to go with Kyler Morgan. He's number 25, a running back, a sophomore, but we do not have a 24. So I'll check that out as soon as we have an opportunity.
Bronson Lethan making the tackle that time on the right-hand side for the Capital Eagles.
For the time being, he'll be Kyler Morgan.
We'll call him that.
Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 22-yard line. From up under center this time, they hand it off. This is Ames, and Ames kind of works his way inside the 20 down to the 17, and a late flag comes down. So what would be 3rd down?
This one's going to be holding on the Skyline.
All right, so they'll back it up. So the Grizz get caught for holding. It was kind of a late flag, and it's going to bring it back to the 29-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and about 12 or 13.
Well, that might be the breath that Capital needs right now to try to stop this offense, which is just cutting through them like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, they needed a little bit of help there, and they got it. It's actually be 2nd down and 15, all the way back at the 29-yard line. So once again, they send Bates to the right side from the shotgun. Taylor rolls to his left, looks downfield, has a man open, hits him on stride. He's going to take it in for the touchdown. And how about that? He hit his man in stride, and that's Carson Lott for the TD.
And he was wide open over there on the far sidelines as he streaked toward the end zone. He was wide open.
Carson Lott, a 29-yard touchdown pass from Richard Taylor, the quarterback. And with 8:41 to go here in the first period, Skyline is already on the board, 6-0. And coming in for the extra point is Stephen Naraki. We were talking about him. He's 5'4", 180-pounder.
Not very tall.
But he fills out that uniform. Kick is almost blocked, but it still gets through cleanly and is good. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. 8:41 to go. First period at Skyline 7. Capital nothing. You're listening to the Jackson's Food Store playoff game of the week right here on 630 The Fan.
We joined Pioneer because we had all of our money at another financial institution and it just wasn't easy. And I thought, this could be better. There's no reason it has to be like this.
With PFCU's Reward You Checking, it is better. Reward You Checking pays you 2% APY on balances up to $10,000. Go to pioneerfcu.org/rewards checking. APY is annual percentage yield. Qualifications must be met each month. Federally insured by NCUA.
Moving your money forward.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Welcome back, everybody. Wayne Zuback, Dave Burnett, 72-yard drive. That time by the Skyline Grizzlies as they score on a 29-yard touchdown pass. Taylor, the touchdown to Carson Lott, and it's a 7-0 Skyline lead over Capital. Again, Capital decided they wanted to go on defense, so they deferred to the second half, and they just weren't able to hold them on defense, Dave.
They weren't, and Skyline just ran right through them. That was not even close.
All right, Skyline going to kick it off. The ball coming down deep. Brixey takes it at about the 5-yard line, goes right side, 15, 20, 25, down the sidelines, 30, 35, 40, still on his feet at midfield, 45, down to the 40, cuts inside to the 35-yard line, and Sam Brixey with a great return.
Well, that's kind of gets you right back in things when you're able to make that much progress. So start out the game.
I got a marker right at the 35-yard line. Sam Brixey with a great return on the top. So here come the Capital Eagles. Corf at quarterback week against Rocky Mountain, as we mentioned, because of that. He snaps it from the shotgun, throws on first down. It's complete. But that's about it. That's all you get for that one. It was caught there by Joe Tenorio, but Tenorio no gain at the 35.
Davis from Skyline, he was not fooled at all on that one.
Officials give him a yard gain on that, say the possession at least, or forward progress was at least a yard. So it's second down and 9. Again from the shotgun, Corf. Corf back to pass, play action fake. Now looks, now he's going to run right, cuts up the middle, has some room down to the 30-yard line. And that last move got him a couple of yards because he was in trouble.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get a little more than he did because he saw green field, but Jacob Doherty came up from behind to bring him down.
You know what? Somebody got him on a thigh pad, and I hated when that happened. That's the only thing they can grab as you go by. If they can get that thigh pad a little bit, they can hold on to you, and that's what they did. So third down and 6 now for Capital. You got to believe they're in 4-down territory. They send fumble on the snap, going back for it. It's going to be a big loss. Capital will recover it as Corf falls on it, but he falls on it all the way back at the 43-yard line is where they mark it. So a horrible snap that time over Corf's head.
Yeah, Doherty coming up with the tackle back there for the loss.
Boy, not the way you wanted to start if you're Capital at all. So now Corf is, instead of going for it on fourth down, it looks like he's in punt formation. Nobody back deep for Skyline, but Corf will punt it. And he does. A little short kick, nobody back there. If it's not too long, he should get a good, but it bounces into the end zone. You know what? All he had to do was kick that high, Dave.
Yep.
And there was nobody back there to receive it. And they would have great field position. But now Skyline gets a break, and they're going to get it back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, hit right around the 5 and then kind of dribbled into the end zone.
So a big mistake by Capital and a great drive for Skyline. So let's see if the Grizzlies can pick up where they left off of that 72-yard drive to make it 7-0 with 6:52 to go here in the first period. Skyline leads it. You following that Twitter? Anything on there? Or?
Nope, as looking at the Eagle game so far, 0-0 for Eagle.
That'll be for both, I guess, huh?
I guess for and Eagle. Sorry about that.
Out to the 25-yard line as they just hand up the middle. It's number 24. I checked with Skyline's got an announcer. I checked with him, but he doesn't take as long a break as we did, so he was back into his broadcast. So I couldn't get with him to see who 24 is.
Yeah, we'll still go with John Doe.
Yep. Now we got Cotter Morgan in there, number 25. He's a running back anyway, Morgan is, so maybe that's what we've got here. Pick up a 5. It'll be second down and 5 from the 25-yard line for Skyline. Taylor, a quarterback from the shotgun, flips it out to the outside to David Ames. He slips a couple of tackles down the sideline, has the first down across the 30 out to about the 31.
I'll tell you what, I like what I see on David Ames the third as he is very quick. He gets on that outside and takes off. He has a lot of speed.
Right now, that defensive Capital really can't figure out the offensive Skyline. They haven't been able to do it.
Well, I mean, that wasn't too much to figure out. It's just a pass to the flat and take off. And, it's fairly simple. You see a lot of that.
Colt Bates comes near side. They hand it off this time on the end around, trying to cut up in the middle. Not a lot there. That was Ames again, maybe 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8 out at the 33-yard line.
Brandon Thorell making the tackle for the Capital Eagles that time around.
Clock running. 5:57 to go, first period, 7-0 Skyline. And again, as we've said, the Grizz, they kind of get their plays from the sideline. Quarterback Bridger Taylor comes over, gets into the huddle, and then they really scoot out quickly into the huddle. Ames in motion. Play action fake, and Taylor is going to be sacked. It looked like he was going to be sacked the first time, and then he eluded one tackler, but then he had two other black jerseys there, and they brought him down back at the 30-yard line. So it's going to be a loss of about 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, and he was just scrambling, and every time he turned around, there was another black jersey right on him.
He eluded one or two, but then, like you say, there were a bunch of them back there to kind of bring him down. So it's a big 3rd down play now. The defense was not able for Capital to get off the field last time Skyline had the ball. Let's see if they can do it here from the shotgun. Taylor under pressure, dumps it underneath. This one is good. Lott, he makes a couple of moves, Ames rather, and he's all the way out to the 49-yard line on a middle screen. And David Ames, lot of moves, and gets it all the way out to the 48-yard line. That's another Skyline first down.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out what to do with David Ames because so far, whether it's a pass out to the flat, whatever they're doing, it's working, and he's getting yardage.
Hand it off. There's our number 24 again. Morgan out to midfield. Pick up of a yard or two. It'll be 2nd down and 8 right from midfield.
There's a flag on the play. I was trying to find out from the PA if he announced who the number 24 was. Didn't hear there either.
Couldn't hear that either, huh? And it's going to be against Capital, so it's going to move it even further into Capital territory down to the 45-yard line.
Yep, that's a face mask that time on the Eagles.
Apparently not intentional, but it's going to make it a 2nd down and about 3. So the ball on Capital's 45-yard line, 2nd down and 3, 7-0 already Skyline. Grizzlies moving the ball. They got Ames in motion. They hand it off to Morgan up the middle, and he gets down to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nice play being made right there by Patrick Leishman-Corum.
Yep, he did a great job making the tackle there. He had the help from a couple of guys, but able to stop that down, and they got to stop it now.
So another 3rd down play. They couldn't stop him last time on 3rd down and 12. This time it's 3rd down and 4. And that, like I said, Capital defense needs to find a way to get off the field. Skyline has had this ball the entire first period. They've had it all but 3 plays.
Yeah, and a nice punt return, or kickoff return, which helped, but still came up with nothing.
3:40 to go, the clock running. 3rd down and 4. They hand it off to Morgan up the middle on a delayed handoff, and he's got the first down as he powers inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
And Morgan getting tackled that time by number 53, Brandon Thorell, making the tackle out of that position.
And again, we're calling him Morgan because that's what they have here. No 24 on our roster, but we'll find out as soon as we can, get a break here and see if that's indeed who it is.
Yep, you were right.
So it is. So it is Morgan. All right.
So
they just had the number wrong on the roster. So Kyler Morgan is your running back, 5'7", 170-pounder.
Must have left his jersey at home.
1st and 10. Taylor back to pass. Now throws under the coverage. It's complete and caught.
This is number 46. That's one big kid for
Garrett
Skyline.
Whitehead, 6 foot, 205-pounder.
Yeah, that time Alex Lindley came up and just kind of bounced off him when he tried to tackle him. That kid is built like a brick house.
Well, I'm impressed right now with Skyline and the way they're kind of mixing it up here, Dave, and moving it. That's another first down as the ball's all the way down to the 27-yard line of Capital. And this clock just keeps running. 2:51 to go here in the first period. And I guess all but for 3 plays, they've had the ball. Taylor back to pass. The flag flies and a whistle blows.
Yep, that doesn't bode well for Skyline.
Nope, illegal procedure against Skyline, so they'll back it up 5 yards.
Yeah, and I said last time they're in this position that Capital needed a break, and they got the penalty, and then Skyline went ahead and I think scored on the next play.
Well, they've had a couple of 3rd down plays, and they've made them all, Dave, and especially a 3rd down 11, a little screen pass over the middle to David Ames, who got it out to midfield. That's been a big difference there to keep this drive alive and keep that Capital defense out there, and the Capital offense just hasn't had an opportunity tonight.
And we made mention before the game started off the air the fact that Capital just kind of looked flat out there, and so far they're playing that way.
All right, it's 1st down and 15. Hand off to David Ames, trying to get around the outside. He's got some running room. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, cuts back, touchdown.
Wow.
Just like that, David Ames, the third, takes it in from 33 yards out. And there was nobody. Once he got to the corner, there was nobody to bring him back in.
Okay, I think a bad combination is you get the penalty against Skyline and then give them the third down because they've been scoring every time that happens.
13-0 with 2:10 to go here in the first period. And 2 consecutive drives. So here comes Rocky for the extra point attempt. It's up. And it is good. 2:10 to play. First period. Skyline 14, Capital nothing here at Donald Larson Park. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll be back after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
At Boise Muffler Shop, they know cars are always trying to tell us something. Low tire pressure, a light comes on. Same when you haven't checked the oil for a while. And of course, there's the dreaded check engine light. For more than 25 years, Treasure Valley drivers have trusted Rod at Boise Muffler to knock their lights out. Well, you know what I mean. Boise Muffler Shop on Fairview specializes in all types of exhaust systems, while basic auto repairs are the expertise of the Boise Muffler Shop location at 36th and Chinden. Boise Muffler Shop, they can simplify your day.
Did you know that a 3-ounce portion of lean beef provides half the daily value of protein? This nutrient-rich protein source gives your body the high-quality protein it needs to perform its best. Eat healthy and shop local to feed your team. Double R Ranch USDA Choice Northwest beef is always available at Albertsons. Head over to the Butcher Block today and join Double R Ranch and Albertsons in their support of our local ranchers.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Brixey's going to take it to the 1-yard line, out to the 15, 20, and out of bounds right at about the 25-yard line. So again, 24-yard return by Sam Brixey, and you got to hand it to him for having the guts to kick it to Brixey again.
Well, yeah, and for Brixey so far, he has been their only positive offensive weapon. And that's on kickoff returns.
Yep. Brixey got it all onto the Skyline 35 the last time he took a kickoff return. This time 5 of Capital. So let's see what they get Corp at quarterback. 3 plays and out last time. This is only the 4th offensive play in the first half. Corp up the middle's got a wide opening. He's at the 40, 45, 50. Cuts back at the 45 and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That's a pickup of 32 yards, Dave. And it's a first down for Capital.
Kind of a vulnerable hole right there in the middle of that line as he just sliced right through there. By the way, I do have a score update right now. It is Bora leading Eagles 7-0.
So 1st and 10. Capital Eagles. And there's illegal procedure that time. Just left too soon, the wideout.
Yep, he took off. He had a good 3 yards on it before the snap even came.
That's like, what's that, arena football? You could do that. You can get
You
that
get
lead.
the
That's
head.
exactly what it looked like, was arena football.
Not across the line, a scrimmage. They do that in Canadian football, too. It's always weird to watch.
Yeah, you can get a head start, but it's going to be first down and 15 back at the 47-yard line. Korf rolling to his left, looking downfield, looking for Brixey, can't find him, and he's going to be snowed under at midfield. He'll get back about a yard, but that's going to be a sack. So
Domingo Scrogum of Skyline heading up the charge, about 3 guys on that sack.
You know what? If he had had another half a second, I think, Brixey just kind of came open. They would have gotten it to Brixey. But great pressure by Skyline. So 2nd down and about 18 now as they lose 3 in the sack. Again, Corp back to pass. Here comes some more people underneath, and the pass is incomplete. It was a middle screen, and as soon as the intended receiver had it, he was hit, dropped the football. So now 3rd down and 17 for Capital.
That's a lot of yards.
Already, Dave, you see a lot of Capital players with their hands on their hips like, what is going on here?
Yep.
They are shell-shocked with 1:11 to go in the first period, and Skyline leading at 14-0. Korf, 3rd down and 17 from the 48-yard line. Send a man in motion, fake it to him. Back to pass, looking for Brixey. Brixey comes open. What a great catch at the 10. He's in for the touchdown.
Wow, that is an ESPN highlight picture right there.
How he caught that ball, I don't know. He caught it on the back end at the 10-yard line. He had just beaten his man. I thought it was just barely overthrown, but it's a touchdown, and Brixey comes up with a catch. Wow.
Unbelievable catch.
What a big play for Capital as they were about ready to have to punt it away, down 14-0, and now it's 14-6. The try for the extra point is up and good. We'll take a 30-second timeout, 62 seconds to play. First period, it's now 14-7. Skyline over Capital on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
Mountain West Bank is proud to sponsor these broadcasts of Treasure Valley High School football. Together with our totally free checking, competitive rates on loans, and other community efforts, it's how we try to make every community we're part of a little better. We love Southern Idaho, and we try to make every one of our branches a place where you love to bank. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. Go Treasure Valley! Mountain West Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Falls 14. The on Sports Radio 630.
When you're on your way to a job interview and your car won't panic. When you panic, you make rash decisions. When you make rash decisions, you pay too much for things. When you pay too much for things, that includes a new battery. When you pay too much for a new battery, you get mad. When you get mad, you self-medicate. When you self-medicate, you buy things you can't afford. When you buy things you can't afford, you buy a motorcycle. When you buy a motorcycle you can't afford, you try to hold up a convenience store.
Put the money in the bag!
When you try to hold up a convenience store, you wind up with a clerk who is a two-time judo champion. When you wind up with a clerk who's a two-time judo champion, you get beaten up and taken to jail. When you get taken to jail, you end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't buy an expensive battery. Buy a less expensive battery from the Battery Exchange.
Hi, this is buying an expensive battery. Come and visit us at our new store, now open on Overland Road in Boise, in Meridian, on Fairview, and in Caldwell on the Boulevard by D&B Supply. The Battery Exchange. All the power, half the price.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
On it to Brixey, and Brixey calls for a fair catch at the 39-yard line, and that's where Capital will take over.
Well, we'll see what happens now. Capital has an opportunity to come back and get this game all tied up after a nice defensive stand by the Eagles that time, which just for self-confidence, they really needed to get that stand.
Our score as we start this second period, 14-7. Skyline of Idaho Falls with the lead. Drew Korf at quarterback. Korf in the shotgun back there. Got Hagler at running back, sends Brixey in motion, hands it off to Hagler. He goes left side, and he's going to get maybe a yard is all.
Now, last time we watched Capital and they were playing, Hagler really played a huge role and was just a battering ram at running back. So we'll see if Hagler can get in that rhythm now.
Kyle Larson now at running back. They've got Brixey back there with him. So Korf rolling to his right, looking, throws. It's complete. A catch there by Zikafus.
That's a great catch to get it up close to midfield, about a yard short of midfield.
And the officials standing right there at the line. They may have to call for a measurement on this one. Nope, I think the officials say nope, it's first down. So it's close enough. The officials give Capital a first down. Zikafus just knew right where the marker was and got there. Ball at the 49-yard line. So Capital down 14-0 has come back to make it 14-7, and now it seems like after that defensive stop there, they've got a little bit of a attitude offensively as well.
Yep, one of the Skyline players is being helped to the sideline. He came down in that tackle on the near side and came up a little shaken up, but he's walking off on his own.
I totally missed that one.
Yep.
And that's number 11. That's Cole Meekum. So Cole Meekum out of the ball game. Did not see that. Korf handing it off to Larson. Larson kind of getting hit from behind from his own teammates to push him forward. He's going to get about 5 yards on that run. So it'll be second down. Actually going to give him 6. So second down and 4. Larson at running back. He's staying in there right now. Also in there for Joel Tenorio, but this time it's going to be Korf up the middle. And Korf, after faking it to a couple of people, finds no room at all to go.
Defensive end that time for Skyline, getting in there, kind of making a mess of things, coming up and picking them up from behind.
So now it's third down, and we're going to keep it at 4.5 yards. Third down. Korf back there with Larson at running back in the shotgun. Hands it off up the middle. Larson trying to find some running room. Falls forward, but he's going to be shy. So is this 4-down territory, Dave? It's going to be fourth down and about 2.
Yeah, I think it is at this point, and you might want to go ahead and use Hagler just to be that battering ram into the line there. And really, at this point, Capital's offensive line should be manhandling them. They got them by about 20 pounds each.
Right now they're going to go for it on fourth down. They've got Larson in there at running back. Korf at quarterback. Looks over at the sideline. Now he steps back into that shotgun formation. Fourth down and 2. They send Brixey in motion. Hand it off to Larson up the middle, and Larson's hit right at the line of scrimmage and knocked back. Let's see if they give him any kind of forward progress at all.
That's not going to be enough. That's going to be first down for Skyline.
Yeah, they gave him about a yard forward progress. He needed 2, so it's going to be a stop, a defensive stop.
They put Brixey in motion. He ran in right in front of him as if he was going to take the handoff, but they really didn't do a good fake on that one. Skyline not fooled by that at all. They really need to do a better fake on that play to make them think that Brixey had it sweeping wide.
So they went for it. They went for it on the Skyline side, but still Skyline with great field position now at the 42-yard line. Here comes Taylor at quarterback, sends David Ames in motion. Now it hands off to him, right side, and he's brought down. And that play, which has been working for about 15, 16 yards, that time only worked for a couple.
Well, we've talked about over the past couple of weeks on when you have a stellar running back, put a spy on him. Put one linebacker that, you follow him everywhere he goes. And maybe that's what Capital has done to be able to slow him down.
Well, we kind of talked about the fact that David Ames was a player. We also talked about the fact that Carson Lott was a player. And you would have thought they would have seen those numbers, in film. Yep. But they had to see him in person and get used to them to know they were for real. Taylor back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now rolling to the right and gets out of bounds. And he'll actually lose about a yard.
Yep, chased out on that far sideline by the Capital Eagles that time.
So now a big third down play. So all of a sudden the Capital defense starting to play much better than they did the first two series as Skyline had the football. I thought it was going to be a real long night, and it may well still be, but I thought it was going to be a real long night for Capital.
Yeah, well, the truth is Capital came out kind of flat for that first quarter of that game. They're just now figuring out that they're in the playoffs.
Third down and 10. They send Carson Lott to the near side. Here comes Taylor rolling to the near side. Still rolling, being pressured, and going to be sacked all the way back inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. And that's going to be 4th and forever now for Skyline.
Havila Higgins coming up with a big sack for Capital that time, dropping him way back there. Pack a lunch, you got a trip to make for this punt.
You know, you talked, Dave, in the pregame about the size differential between these two teams, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of that now with the defensive line of Capital starting to dominate a little bit more.
Well, they just had to step up and play the role, and at the first quarter they really weren't, and maybe fatigue will play a factor in this game. You know, you're giving up 20, 30 pounds to a guy, you really begin to get fatigued.
4th down and 22, the ball all the way back at the 27-yard line of Skyline.
Yeah, I mean, as you just look at them out there, the lines are, Skyline's giving up 2-3 inches and about 30 pounds per man.
Alex Lindsey back to receive this punt, but the officials call timeout, and now Skyline delay a game. So Skyline did seem confused. It seemed like a long time in getting that play off, and indeed it was. That'll move it back to the 22. They'll be kicking it again, but Lindsey's there. He's on his own 46-yard line, trying to get ready to receive this punt. It's a low kick, end over end, takes a huge hop at the 40. Lindsey picks it up at the 32, now turns it back upfield, still going. And he's going to be hit right at the 40-yard line and knocked out of bounds at about the 41.
That was one of those, it was like a buzzsaw kick. That ball just came out just spinning and hit the turf and just made its way down there. I thought it was going to be a horrible kick, but got some decent yardage out of it.
It had a lot of front spin on it, didn't it?
It really did. I don't know if that was by design or if he just got lucky on that.
Well, that's pretty much about the best Skyline could hope for. I thought Capital would have better field position than the 41, but that's where they are at their own 41-yard line. 1st down and 10. Drew. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Hand it off to Larson, straight up the middle. Larson falls forward for about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as he gets the ball out to about the 44. Again, no huddle offense by Capital. They look over to the sideline, get the play. Korf then calls it. Then you look over again sometimes. 2 wide receivers far left. Brixey is one of those wide to the left. They hand it off up the middle again. And this is Larson off to the races. Races 20, 10, 5. He's caught from behind, drugged down at the 1-yard line.
Wow. And that kid from Skyline, I'm not sure who that was, but that kid from Skyline, he really came flying out there to make that tackle on the 1-yard line.
Right up the middle. Kyle Larson. That opened up wide open. It's 1st and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Send a man in motion. Korf will keep it, take it up and in. He's down to about the half-yard line.
Did not make it in. Skyline waiting for that up the middle again.
Boy, that just opened wide up for Kyle Larson that time, and he just he got caught from behind is all.
Yeah, but again, the offensive line dominating, doing a good job on that long.
2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line. Korf from the shotgun sends Brixey in motion, and Brixey hands it off to Brixey. Brixey takes it in for the touchdown. So there they handed it off that time to Brixey on the end around, and he was able to get to the outside and down the sidelines from 1 yard out. And we're 1 point away from being tied with 6:43 to go here in the half.
Well, for Capital, they've gotten back in this ball game after they were out of it.
So 14 unanswered, now 14 unanswered. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 6:43 to go here in the first half, we are tied 14-14. It's our Jackson's Food Store High School Game of the Week, 5A playoffs, Skyline and Capital deadlocked. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
In 1975, John Jackson started Jackson's Food Stores with one service station. Now Jackson's is more than 200 stores strong in 5 states, and they invite you to stop in to help celebrate their 40th anniversary. Jackson's takes pride in serving the Treasure Valley, not just with their great products, but also with their dedication to community, having raised millions for charity. In fact, Jackson's Food Store supports the 630 The Fan MVP Fund benefiting student athletes. Jackson's Food Stores, homegrown in the Treasure Valley.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Much as he was cutting back and forth, Dave, that somebody may have pushed in the back. I don't know how you follow your guy.
That was a personal foul.
Yeah, personal foul. Something happened at the 18-yard line, and they're going to back it up a little bit, but it'll still be a first down on a beautiful run by David Ames.
Yeah, if you're David Ames, you're mad.
Yeah.
Because somebody's stupid personal foul just caught you.
Well, he had it at the 13-yard line when he ran out of bounds, and now it's all the way back to the 34. He does have some great moves. There's no question about it. I mean, I'm impressed with Mr. Ames tonight. Capital just cannot stop him. That's why I questioned the onside kick, you know.
Yep.
You got to give Skyline as much yardage as you can to make up for like one big play like that. They hand it off up the middle. This is Morgan falling forward to about the, and they say there's a fumble on the play, at least Capital does. They come up with the ball, but the officials say the ground must have caused it, and so it'll stay with Skyline at the 31-yard line.
But I will say this, Wayne, we're finally seeing a little bit of fire in the belly of Capital after that first quarter. They played very flat, and now finally starting to see some life out of them.
They'll mark it officially at the 32, or it'll be second down and 8. Tie ball game. 5:55 to go here in the first half. 14-14, Skyline and Capital knotted. Taylor hands it off right side. Not a lot of running room there for Brock Davis, a senior, 175-pounder. And he'll get no yardage, so it'll be third down and 2. Again, it's been David Ames III, who has really done a job on that Capital defense.
It really has been his show for Skyline, and finally they've kind of shut him down a little bit, and that has helped.
Well, they got some help from a penalty last time, or they'd be down there right in the goal line. Here comes Taylor rolling to his left. Taylor steps up, now comes back, now looking downfield, now goes to his right, dumps it out, and nobody's out there. He only had linemen out there, and he dumped it away, but he was out of the tackle box. And Ames is waving his hand saying, hey, I was kind of out here.
Yeah, it should have been intentional.
I was
grounding.
in the zip code. Yeah, and
there
I thought,
goes the flag.
okay, and that's, I was going to say, because it probably had to be intentional grounding.
Yep.
There was nobody out there. And what Taylor did was just kind of avoid the sack, and that's intentional grounding, so lost it down. Took them a while, the officials, to figure it out.
It did. We saw it immediately that's what that should have been. But, down on the field of play, you got to check. You got to see, is he in the box, out of the box?
He was definitely out of the box, but he was not throwing. I mean, he had to really heave it, Dave, if he was going to throw it downfield and out of bounds, and never got it across the line of scrimmage, and none of that.
Ames tried really hard to get over there quickly. Hey, I'm over here.
So, Dave, how big was that penalty, that personal foul penalty, where he had Ames down to the 13-yard line, first down and 10 from the 13,
Huge.
Instead got it all the way back to the 35-yard line. So Lindsey will go back. Alex Lindsey to receive this punt from Skyline. He watches it, going to take it. No, he lets it bounce inside the 10, and it takes a Skyline hop, and then it betrayed Skyline. It took a nice right angle Skyline bounce to stay in bounds, and then it went forward again inside, so it'll be a touchback.
Capital really lucked out on that play. That one could have just landed around the half-yard line.
That was one where it looked like it was going to take one of those Skyline hops, and then it just at the last second, the football betrayed the Grizzlies and went into the end zone.
Wow.
Made a dash for the border.
So now Capital, after tying this game up, has a chance to take the lead on this drive.
I think Skyline got away with one. Capital got away with one there with the onside kick attempt. I don't think that was a smart call. But you know what?
It worked.
Had they recovered it, it would have been a smart call. They pass it out to the pass is there, but caught. But right there was some good defense by Skyline.
Brock Davis came up. He read that thing the whole way and made a beeline to the receiver and dropped it for just a couple yards gain.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 out of the 22-yard line. Korf at quarterback, got Larson in there at running back, Brixey to the right side. They send the man in motion. Korf is going to keep it up the middle. And again, Skyline not fooled by that. Yeah, it'll be out to the 24-yard line.
Jacob Doherty making the tackle on that. Interesting, they have a 4-man front, but one of the defensive ends always plays way out, but he pinches down really hard, and that's exactly what happened. Capital thought they'd have some room to run on that one, but it just closed and collapsed down on them.
Tono Baker coming in at running back now. Actually, there's no running backs in there at all for Korf. He's back there on a 3rd down and 6. Skyline showing a corner blitz. Korf calls off the play, now comes up to his center. Now he's get back at the shotgun formation. Back to pass. He sees the corner blitz, trying to run around it, and he gets out across the 25 to the 26 is all. And you know what? That corner blitz, they showed it, and it still worked even after they showed it, Dave.
Yep, he just didn't know what to do with it. It was Rylan Jackman making a nice tackle on the play, and we're going to see a punt.
Yeah, Korf at that time really needed to change the play or do something because that corner blitz, he could see it coming. Never made an adjustment, so now it's going to be a punt formation. Well, it's still kind of a shallow punt formation, if you will, with Korf back there. He is the punter. But if I were him, I'd step back a couple more. He's not going to do it. Gets it. And this is a horrible kick. Goes straight up in the air. Bounces backwards at the 40 and down to the 38-yard line where the Capital player alertly stops it from doing any more damage.
Yeah, that was one that they'd been better off just going ahead and throwing the pass.
Well, it'd be better off to just do a regular punt. You know what I'm saying? Just get back there because what they had is they had Korf back really about 5 yards less than they would a punter. So he's got to take one step and kick it, and that didn't work. So once again, Skyline with 3 minutes to go here in the first half with great field position at the Capital 38-yard line, and here come the Eagles putting the pressure on their defense. 1st down and 10. Skyline, Taylor hands it off to Ames. Ames right side. David Ames cuts it up. He's got a 1st down and then some at the 25, 20, 15, down the sideline, 10, 5 times for the pylon. Let's see if they'll give it to him. Nope. They say he stepped out at the 4.
Unbelievable.
David Ames the third getting it done here tonight at Donald Larson Park for the Skyline Grizzlies. It's 1st and goal to go from the 4. Now they mark it officially at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal to go. Under 3 minutes to play, first half, tied at 14. But Skyline now threatening to take the lead again. Skyline jumped to a 14-0 lead. Capital came back with a pair of unanswered touchdowns themselves. And with 2:53 to go here in the first half, tied at 14 all. but the Grizzlies with the football. First and goal to go from the 3-yard line. They hand it off up the middle. Morgan stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all. It'll be second and goal.
Well, Capital hoping they can at least hold them to a field goal here. 2:42 left to go. The clock is running in this first half.
Good playoff game here tonight at Donald Larson Park on really which turned into be a beautiful night. The rain has gone away. It's only about 48, 50 degrees, so it's not really cold. The field is pretty much dried up from the showers earlier today. Taylor all by himself in the backfield. Now he sends Ames in motion. Hands off to Ames up the middle, and everybody was there. They grab him. It's going to be third and goal from the 3. 2 plays, no gain for Skyline.
Great defensive stand by Capital at this point. They got one more to try to hold them.
Well, I tell you what, Ames really impressive here tonight to get his team in scoring position again, but now it's third and goal. And I'm assuming this may be 4-down territory as well. Clock continues to run. 1:45 to go and counting here in the first half. But Skyline does not want to give the ball back. They don't care about the clock right now. They don't want to give the ball back to Capital with any time left. Up under center now is Taylor. Taylor, play action fake, rolling to his right. Now looking back to Ames. Can't find him. Throws in the end zone. Incomplete. You know what? Ames was all by himself. And over on the left-hand side, and they're trying to go back to him. But the bottom line is Bridger Taylor couldn't get the ball to him because he had so much pressure, Dave, and it's fourth and goal.
Yep, and we see the kicker for Skyline coming out for the field goal.
So they are going to try to give it that kick. So it'll be Naraki, the 5'4", 180-pound junior, trying a field goal here from the 10-yard line. So it's a 20-yard field goal attempt from right in the middle of the field. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick has plenty of length and plenty of direction. It is good, and we'll keep it here with 1:22 to go here in the first half. And Skyline has regained the lead, 17-14 over the Capital Eagles. But, Dave, a really nice defensive stand there by Capital.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that really kind of saved their bacon right there after, several plays got it right down to the goal line. So to make that stand, I think if you're Capital, you have to go away with some confidence and feel a bit of a victory with that.
Capital will have 1:22 to go here. We'll see what exactly Skyline decides to do, whether they kick it off long to Sam Brixey, who's had 2 good kickoff returns in this game, or try to just kind of squib it up there and keep it on the ground and hopefully make Capital, go the distance if they can. What's interesting, here we are, we're getting close to November 1st, and I see moths still flying around, Dave.
Yeah, they were all dead and gone. In fact, I believe it was close to this time we had the ice bowl over at Mountain View last year.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here it comes. It is a squib kick, taking a couple of big bounces, takes one last big hop, and taking at the 18-yard line. Coming to the right side is Capital. And still fumbles the football, bounced once, went right back up to the receiver, and Capital has it, but they're going to have it at the 20-yard line.
I was watching on 630, thefan.com on video streaming, got to see that circus play as that transpired. Holy cow.
Yeah, that took one great big giant hop, which is exactly what you want to do if you're Skyline. But Capital will have the ball at the 20-yard line. They kind of come over and talk to Todd Simmis, the head coach. With 1:14 to go, do you take a chance? What do you do? I mean, I take a shot. They took a one shot to Brixey, and let's see what they get on him. Right now they've got single coverage on Brixey. That's Walker Spaulding on him, but he's given him about a 10-yard cushion. The safety's playing 20 yards back. They're looking for him, but Korf is under pressure. He's going to roll, gets out of bounds, and drug out of bounds. The late tackle, let's see if they throw the flag or not. It was questionable. The official said, nah, the play was okay. So a gain of about 3 to the 25-yard line. Clock stops with 1:07 to play here in the first half. It'll be second down, but they were trying to go to Brixey, see if they do it again. Brixey's got that single coverage on Spaulding, but again, that big, cushion. You got to give him time to throw. Back to pass. They throw it over the middle. It's complete, but stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That middle screen sniffed out, really, by the Skyline defense.
Well, they're playing nice and tough right now, trying to keep that and protect that 3-point lead.
Yep, they got the ball that time to Carl Larson, but they figured it out, and Capital takes a timeout, and we'll keep it right here with only 57 seconds to go in the first half. We've taken a bunch. I know you've been kind of looking at Twitter, doing a lot of different things. Have you seen anything at all in the way of scores lately again? I know we had Boris 7-0, right?
Yep, and that is where it still stands right now. I'm sure much more game has transpired, but 7-0 at the last check that we had. Timberline was trailing Madison 14-0 at the last
time
check.
we checked. Okay, well, at halftime we'll kind of go through the Twitter sphere and find out and get you posted on what we've got here.
Try to get you updated on scores happening. And boy, I tell you what, just a ton of scores as well. When it comes to volleyball taking place, you got cross country. That state meet is taking place in North Idaho this week. So it is a busy weekend for high school sports.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? It's interesting here in town. Of course, Boise State plays tomorrow. The Idaho Vandals play tomorrow. You've got the Steelheads in town tonight, the hockey season. And I think coming up on the 16th of November, the Idaho Stampede, who will be heard right here on 630 The Fan this year, the NBA D-League team. They start their season, so we're getting into a busy time of the year, Dave.
Yeah, well, sports-wise, every sport's playing now.
All right, third down and about 7. Korf back in shotgun formation, rolling to his left, looking downfield, throws it, it's complete, and that is going to be complete that time to Zickenfuss. And he is out of bounds for a first down, stops the clock with 52 seconds, so that one only took about 5 seconds. And they're going to say he went out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. Plenty of time. Throw down to the left side. Out of bounds again. That'll stop the clock. Another 5 yard. No, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 40-yard line, so only about 3-yard gain. So it'll be second down and 7 from the 40-yard line. 44 seconds to go here in the first half. As Korf comes up under center, now he backs off into the shotgun formation, sends a man in motion. Back to pass. Here comes the corner blitz. Korf steps up in the pocket. Now he's spun around and sacked. Finally back at the 32-yard line.
Clock now at 36 seconds.
That corner blitz really effective here tonight for Skyline as Capital calls another timeout.
Whether they actually run the blitz or whether they just fake the blitz, Capital's falling for it every time.
Well, they've been coming with it, Dave, and it's really caused them some problems because they can't block that defensive front out, and so Korf is trying to make a move, and he's going up in the pocket, nothing there. So it's going to be a big down coming up here for the Capital Eagles in a game they trail 17-14 with 36 seconds to go here in the first half.
We mentioned before the game that Capital seemed kind of lifeless. They played that way in the first half. They came back in the second half and had a little bit of spit and fire in them right now. Skyline getting kind of the momentum over them again.
Right now, Capital does not want to make a mistake. They don't want to leave a lot of time on the clock. They like to get another first down, even if they don't score here. At least not give Skyline a chance to do anything here late in the first half. And at least after you got down 14-0, go in at halftime down only 3.
Yeah, and that's a victory considering you were down 14-0 at one time. That'd be a huge victory.
All right, it's going to be third down and long, third and about 15. Back to pass. They throw it out in the flat, and it's taken. I thought it was taken off the ground, but not. Sam Brixey took it. I thought he caught it like he just trapped it, Dave, but apparently he did not, and he gets it all the way out to the 42-yard line. That's not going to be a first down. It's going to be a fourth down, but it's all the way out to the – well, now they say he stepped out of bounds now back at the 38-yard line.
But it does stop the clock with 31 seconds to go.
And that's what you didn't want to do. It's really, I don't think if you're a Capital, if you couldn't get your first down, I don't think you wanted to stop the clock. So now Capital going to step back a little bit, and Korf's going to kick it again. I still think he needs to step back a couple of more feet. And this time his kick's a little bit better, but it's also out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it.
Coming back up to about the 20, 22, 23. They keep marching back up.
Yep. And looking to see where it went out of bounds. So went out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Yep.
And that's where Skyline will have it. 26 seconds to go.
Now, does Skyline just take a knee and go with a 3-point lead at the half, or did they try to score some points?
I tell you what, if you just hand it to David Ames, you've got a good chance of scoring.
You do. Get him on that outside edge. He'll be gone.
Yeah, I really do believe that he's a guy that you just get it in his hands and anything can happen. Just let him go around the outside and see what he can do. They do hand it to him on the right side. Here goes Ames, stretching, gets a little bit of a crease and out of bounds he goes for a gain of about 5 yards.
Thought he was going to get that corner for a second.
Well, like I say, when you get a guy that can run like that and hit the outside like that, he gets 5 yards. Actually, they say he went out of bounds after 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 6. 19 seconds to go. Just hand it to him. It's a safe play.
Yep.
Clock has stopped. 19 seconds to go, first half. 17-14 is our score. Skyline leads Capital. Bridger Taylor at quarterback has 3 wide receivers to the near side, including Carson Lott. And they hand it right up the middle. This is Morgan, and that's probably going to do it.
Yeah, I think they'll surrender and call that good for the half.
So they're going to let the clock run down. 7 seconds, 5 seconds. And that's going to be the end of this first half as the Skyline players already heading to the locker room. So we played a half of football, a good half. Skyline jumping to a 14-0 lead. Capital responding with a couple of big plays. One of them a 48-yard touchdown pass. Corp to Sam Brixey on a great catch by Brixey. They tied it up at 14-all, and then a 20-yard field goal kick, this time by Naraki. And it's a 17-14 halftime lead for the Skyline Grizzlies in this 5A state playoff game. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back here with halftime activities after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
We joined Pioneer because we had all of our money at another financial institution and it just wasn't easy. And I thought, this could be better. There's no reason it has to be like this.
With PFCU's Reward You Checking, it is better. Reward You Checking pays you 2% APY on balances up to $10,000. Go to pioneerfcu.org/rewards checking. APY is annual percentage yield. Qualifications must be met each month. Federally insured by NCUA.
Moving your money forward.
Hey Treasure Valley, Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario is all about the hometown game. Steve is a proud sponsor of high school sports and student athletes, and Steve wants to be your hometown dealer. Steve's Hometown Toyota is the Valley's only 13-time Toyota President's Award winner for customer satisfaction, and they promise the short drive to Ontario will be worth big savings. Dare to compare and discover the Steve's Hometown Toyota difference. The hometown dealer supporting the hometown game. That's Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario.
You see a doctor when you don't feel well. When you have a foot or ankle injury, you should see a specialist. At Foot and Ankle Medical Center, Dr. Burke and Dr. Martin specialize in all things below the knee. Sprains, breaks, wounds, even old sports injuries. Foot and Ankle Medical Center has offices in Nampa, Emmett, Mountain Home, and Fruitland. So no matter what end of the valley you're on, there's an office nearby, and you don't need a referral. Foot and Ankle Medical Center, specialists in everything below the knee. Online, footandanklemedicalcenter.com.
Go Wireless is your local, trusted Verizon Wireless
Corey
premium
Turner?
retailer dedicated to serving you
Okay.
and providing you with excellent customer service. With 15 locations across the Treasure Valley, their team is here to help you with all your wireless needs. Whether it's time for an upgrade or you're looking to save money on your monthly bill, stop by and let one of their friendly consultants take care of you. Go Wireless wants to take care of you and provide you with only the very best customer service. Shop local and stay connected with Go Wireless.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
A big announcement this week for the second year in a row. 6:30 The Fan is your home for District 3 High School Shriners All-Star Game. That's going to come up at Thunder Stadium, Eagle High School on November 28th. That is a Saturday this year, and it's a doubleheader, so we'll have the 8-man and the 11-man. And with us right now from El Cora Shriners is Corey Turner. And Corey, I'm excited about doing those games. We did them last year at Eagle High School, and I couldn't believe the crowd that showed up. We had a great crowd there. It was fun.
Oh, we had a great crowd last year. As a matter of fact, it was. I was just looking at some game film, and it was kind of surprising to see everyone wearing short sleeve shirts.
Yeah, it was nice. I remember that.
Yes.
Now, tell me a little bit about the El Cora Shriners All-Star Game.
The El Cora Shriners All-Star Game was started in '95 by a conversation over a fence with some gentlemen, and they started this in '95 and has been going strong ever since, and we've probably raised almost $500,000 for to help support our hospitals and our kids in southern Idaho, to send them to the hospitals. And what we try to do is we try to take the funds and put the patient travel fund, which covers the transportation for that patient and one parent or guardian to and from the hospital. And we just we've been buying some plane tickets for some people to go to Philadelphia Hospital for some special spinal care that we have at our hospital in Philadelphia.
How are the players chosen?
That's a great question. Last night we had the East team's selection meeting, and we get all the coaches together, and they drink sodas and eat pizza and write all the names on the board, and then they go through, and each team gets a chance to, each coach gets a chance to, hey, this is what my player has done this year. This is how good he is, and he deserves to play in the game. And so, if we have 20 people on the board for 8 positions, we've got to go individually vote for all these players. And so all the coaches cast a ballot for players. And
wow, very democratic society.
It is. It is.
One of the reasons I think you can see this growing, you talked about the attendance last year, to put this in perspective, it's the 20th year. The kids who played in that first game are now 37, 38 years old. And a lot of those will come back again to watch the current players playing. But, you look at that, 37, 38 years old. It kind of puts everything in perspective as to the tradition going on now with the East-West Shrine Game.
Yeah, I think it, and I enjoy the fact that you've got the 11-man and the 8-man there, and we're going to be doing both games. We did that last year, and it was a chance for me to see the 8-man game, which I don't get to see very often, and it really is different, Corey.
It is different. It is a lot different. It's faster. I believe it's harder hitting football than the 11-man. I mean, because a
little more wide open.
Wide on the outsides, I'll tell you that.
And again, the whole thing for this, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. You're talking about just the selection of the players, but everything that goes into this. Now, you come game day, the Shriners are out there in their cars, and you've got the fans are there, and you got all kinds of stuff going for you. And this year it's on a Saturday. Boise State playing the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving, so you're playing the next day.
Yes.
I think Saturday's a great day to play.
Yeah. I do too. And we discussed about practices for the kids, and they're going to go Monday through Wednesday, and they might have a light walkthrough on Friday to work off that turkey that they ate on Thursday. So,
and when you're 17, 18, it's not as hard as when you're older like us. So it makes a big difference. There.
So, and this is one thing that you need as many people to come out there because, I mean, no matter what you do, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, and the bottom line is it's raising money so that kids can get well.
And along with this, all your donations are deductible as charitable contributions to the game. I mean, if you're buying the hot dogs out there, that still goes into the patient travel fund and to the hospitals. So we need every dime we can
20
get.
seconds, sorry.
Corey,
bathroom.
Corey, if somebody wants to get tickets right now, how do they go about that?
Right now, we don't have it set up on our website, but we are the next couple of weeks. But you can go to elcorashrinegame.org, and you will find a link for the store, and we'll probably be doing game reservation tickets, and then you'll pay for them at the gate.
At halftime, I was just looking at that Eagle score. I had 13-7.
Oh, I had 14-7. So
okay.
My tweet may have been erroneous.
Well, yeah, it was just one of those things. And I guess Bucky Schrader's out of the game for Eagle, by the way.
Ouch! That is not good for Eagle.
I mean, he is great running back, and he is out of the game. He's got 27 touchdowns this year. So we'll see. Yep. All right, our halftime score here at Donald Larson Park, 17-14, Skyline leading Capital. We'll be back after this 2-minute break on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
When you're on your way to a job interview and your car won't start, you panic. When you panic, you make rash decisions. When you make rash decisions, you pay too much for things. When you pay too much for things, that includes a new battery. When you pay too much for a new battery, you get mad. When you get mad, you self-medicate. When you self-medicate, you buy things you can't afford. When you buy things you can't afford, you buy a motorcycle. When you buy a motorcycle you can't afford, you try to hold up a convenience store.
Put the money in the bag!
When you try to hold up a convenience store, you wind up with a clerk who is a 2-time judo champion. When you wind up with a clerk who's a 2-time judo champion, you get beaten up and taken to jail. When you get taken to jail, you end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't end up in the Mugshot Hall of Fame. Don't buy an expensive battery. Buy a less expensive battery from the Battery Exchange.
Hi, this is Aaron from the Battery Exchange. Let us save you from the disaster of buying an expensive battery. Come and visit us at our new store, now open on Overland Road in Boise, in Meridian, on Fairview, and in Caldwell on the Boulevard by DMB Supply. The Battery Exchange. All the power, half the price.
We joined Pioneer because we had all of our money at another financial institution and it just wasn't easy. And I thought, this could be better. There's no reason it has to be like this.
With PFCU's Reward You Checking, it is better. Reward You Checking pays you 2% APY on balances up to $10,000. Go to pioneerfcu.org/rewards checking. APY is annual percentage yield. Qualifications must be met each month. Federally insured by NCUA.
Moving your money forward.
Hey Treasure Valley, Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario is all about the hometown game. Steve is a proud sponsor of high school sports and student athletes, and Steve wants to be your hometown dealer. Steve's Hometown Toyota is the Valley's only 13-time Toyota President's Award winner for customer satisfaction, and they promise the short drive to Ontario will be worth big savings. Dare to compare and discover the Steve's Hometown Toyota difference, the hometown dealer supporting the hometown game. That's Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Wayne Zubak, Dave Burnett with you. Halftime score here is Skyline of Idaho Falls 17 and the Capital Eagles 14. And Dave, I see you've got a score from the CUNA Skyview game, huh?
Yep, at this point it's CUNA 21, Skyview nothing, and that was at the end of the first, so trying to get an update on that. They should be close to the half there. And you were correct, it is Eagle 13, Bora 7. I had a tweet from a fan who had it wrong, and they came back and corrected it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
All right, good fan.
They corrected themselves.
That's good. A little bit of raindrops here, just kind of a small shower coming down now. It was a little heavier during the commercial break. Now it's lightened up. They said that we were done with the showers until maybe tomorrow night, but they are back. I don't know how that will affect the game if it continues to just shower. Like I say, not a big deal. Nothing, no rainstorm or anything like that, but a light shower now coming down here at Donald Larson Park, but just enough to make the ball wet and maybe make those funny bounces and funny moves, if you know what I mean.
And we have seen a few slips on the field as, guys try to make a cut, make a move and slip, but so far so good. The field drains very well here at Donald Larson, so there's no standing water, no problem with that. So that's good news there, but we'll see what happens and whether this is just a passing light shower or not.
Now, remember, the Capital Eagles won the toss. They elected to defer, and so they will get the ball to start the third period. And, to me, that whole thing of getting the ball in the third period is a little bit overblown to some degree, but on the other hand, I really feel like it's important what you do with that to kind of set the table.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see what happens. It's this turned into a pretty good game. I thought at the end of the first quarter, Wayne, oh boy, we're in for just a blowout nightmare of a game. And then Capital caught back fire again. And then, of course, the field goal toward the end of the second quarter for Skyline, putting it up 17-14. But Capital finally showing some life. They were kind of flat when they started the game, but finally showing some life. So we'll see what they do when they come back out.
A couple of the things that I feel that Capital's going to need to do if Capital's going to win this football game, I think they got to find Sam Brixey a little bit more and get him into the game plan. They have not really been able to get to him except for that one great big pass. He is so talented, and he obviously is, really one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete on the field.
Yep.
David Ames is good. He's really shown a lot of talent here. But I think just from a standpoint of athletic ability, Sam Brixey, and they've not really gotten him into this game very much.
Well, I don't know that they've really had time to throw to him. I mean, the offensive line for Capital much bigger than Skyline, but Skyline's getting through to him, and that cornerback blitz is just wreaking havoc. I'm going to guess that offensive line and the backfield, they really talked about that blitz and how to get that picked up to give them more time to get the ball into Brixey's hands.
Yeah, and I think Skyline's doing a great job over the middle. Just the one run, that there was a big long run that time by Kyle Larson that got it down to the 3-yard line. That was the other big play. It was about a 40-yard run by Larson to get it down to make it first and goal to go from the 3. Other than that hole up the middle, really, for the most part, I think Skyline's been doing a good job stopping Capital up the middle.
Yeah, I think, the Skyline coaching staff, they have to be very happy with themselves. They've traveled all the way across the state today and brought their kids in here, and they played very well and really had the momentum for, I would say, 2.5 of the 3 quarters. They had the momentum, or 1.5 of the 2 quarters. Look at my math.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Capital does and what they do when they come out here with the ball to start this third period, Dave. Everybody just kind of out here warming up now. Like I said, now the showers have kind of abated. It's just one of those nights where you're going to have a passing cloud that is going to drop a few showers here. It's that kind of a weekend, but no big deal. For either one of these teams, there haven't really been any turnovers. I don't think there's been a turnover, has there? I mean, we've seen a couple of drop balls, but they were recovered.
They got them back, yeah. I don't think we've had a turnover. I know there's not been an interception. I don't think there's been a fumble either.
All right, let's do this. The two teams getting ready. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back here with the kickoff for the third period. As we've got a tight one here in a 5A football game, our Jackson's Food Store High School Game of the Week 5A playoff. Skyline 17, Capital 14 when we return after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
Go Wireless is your local premium Verizon wireless retailer. With locations across the Treasure Valley, they're delighted to assist you with all your wireless needs. They have the latest devices and a huge selection of the hottest accessories for your phone, tablet, and more. Go Wireless wants to take care of you and provide you with only the very best customer service. You won't have to take a number and sit around for an hour to be helped like at the corporate stores. If you're looking for the newest wireless technology and the best service around, visit Go Wireless today.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Park, Wayne DeSubac, Dave Burnett with you as we get ready for the third period of play.
It has been kind of a quiet crowd out there. I had a chance during halftime during that interview to run down through the stands. Not a lot of people here for a playoff game, even on the Capital side. A lot of empty seats out there. And on the Skyline side, I'd say they got maybe 200 people here, maybe.
Making that trip over from Idaho Falls today to see what's going on.
Considering last week they had the Emotion Bowl.
Yeah, that amazes me.
Which by the way, Skyline beat Idaho Falls 50-0, but 9,000 people showed up.
Where did they put them? I mean,
I don't know where they played. I don't know. I'm going to have to find that out. Where they actually play in IF that would hold 9,000 people.
Yeah, they had to be all over the place. That's a gaggle of people.
That is a lot for Idaho Falls.
That's like the olden days here when Boise and Bora used to get together, back when there was only 3 schools.
And the whole town showed up.
Yeah, everybody showed up. It was the big deal and the whole bit. So,
a little bit different day and age. I mean, even to where now we have video streaming, 630thefan.com, so you can sit on your smartphone. In fact, I got an email from somebody who I know who is from Eagle, and they're watching on their smartphone to see what this game is doing as they're over watching the Eagle-Bora game. So, Mr. Code, I'd like to say good evening to you.
I think a lot of it has to do with, when we were last week, when we were over at the Thunder Stadium, the home of the Eagle Mustangs, it was a big game. It was number 1. It was Eagle, but, it was one of those home field things. This is a great facility down in Larson Park.
Yep.
Make no mistake about it. but it was built for Boise State. It's got a great big old track around it.
It was built for track.
Yeah, it was built for track with a football field in the middle, and this is where the high schools play. I mean, I still think sometimes you could just put some bleachers up in the back of Capitol High School on one of those grass fields back there and have a better atmosphere. That's just how I feel, and to get 3,000 people out there.
Yeah, well, Capitol High School, they're building a new track out there. They're redoing their entire track, and I was thinking when they did it, I thought, they should go ahead and put some bleachers up there and hold the games over there. It would be difficult because you're a long ways from the people in West Boise. It's a long trip over.
Yeah, I think, and I thought about that the other day when I was down at Timberline watching their practice field and their track down there. If they just put some bleachers up there, they could play a game right there at Timberline. All right, here we go. Brixey being sent all the way back into the end zone. Wow.
Nice kick.
That's a college kickoff right there. Kellen Higgins got a foot into it and put it out of the end zone pretty much.
And he's only 5'4", 180 pounds.
Not
very tall.
I'll give it to him. What little wind there is going that away, but that was there's no wind now.
Yeah, there's not much wind out
there. There was earlier, but it just stopped. So that was a great kick.
Rain showers have stopped too, by the way.
Yep. It'll be back. So it's first down for Capital. Korf is their quarterback. Larson, the running back. They send Brixey in motion, fake it to him. Korf's going to run up the middle, and again, I think they got a spy on him because that time he was just brought down immediately.
Yep, not much there, and that was Brock Davis making the tackle for Skyline.
Yeah, Brock Davis, 6 foot, 175-pound senior, and he just he saw that coming, figured it out. He's obviously watched a lot of film on Capital. Only a gain of a yard, second down and 9. Korf rolling to his left, getting away from pressure. Now here comes the pressure, throws it underneath the coverage, and a sliding attempt to catch it, but it's incomplete.
Again, as we mentioned before, that offensive line just not giving him much time to make those throws to try to get to Brixey to get to those guys. They've got to give him about 2 or 3 more seconds.
Absolutely. There's no way they're going to get it downfield to Brixey. They did the one time, but even then he was under pressure. So 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far, as Korf faced with a 4th down and 9. They send Brixey in motion going right to left. Looking back for Brixey. They throw it over the middle. They got a man open over the middle, and he drops it at the 50-yard line. He was right there in his hands, and he just could not come up with it.
Well, Parker Sternenson was able to get his hand in there, kind of mess that up. Otherwise, he would have come up with that reception.
Derek Johnson was the intended receiver, and he was free for a moment. The pass was a little bit underthrown, Dave.
He kind of had to slow down and come back for it just a bit, but it did hit him in the hands, the thing that coaches hate.
All right, now see, here's Capital with a regular punt. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. You got your man standing back there about 15 yards where it's going to be hard to get to. His punt, low, hits at about midfield, jumps straight up in the air, now takes a little bit of a Capital hop. But Skyline's going to have great field position out the 47-yard line, and Capital did not do what they wanted to do to start the third period.
Nope, they really needed to do a 21-17 lead, but didn't happen. So now the defense, and they're not in that good a position, 53 yards for a touchdown.
So Skyline will come out there with their offense. Remember, the winner of this game gets to play number 1 Mountain View. So if Skyline were to win this thing, they'd have to come right back here next week and play over Mountain View.
Yep. Holy cow.
Remember I said earlier this week I would just stay here all week kind of play. They hand it off to
Ames.
Ames around the outside, and Ames gets it to midfield out to the 49-yard line. So once again, David Ames III just doing a nifty bit of running there.
Yeah, and he kind of did that Shane Williams road to cut, juke, and up the field he went.
Yep, 4-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 6, and then the ball is in Capital territory at the 49-yard line. You got Carson Lott to the near side. Lott has not been in the game plan very much. Handed off up the middle. This is Morgan. Morgan weaving his way right downfield up the middle. About a 15-yard gain to the 39-yard line, and it's another first down for the Skyline Grizzlies.
Well, Avery was the one who came up with that tackle, and you really don't want him making the tackle since he's a safety.
The Skyline coming out the way they started the game, strong and moving the football with Ames and Morgan up the middle. Taylor at quarterback from the shotgun. Has Ames in motion, hands it to him, going left side. This time he's strung and finally gets out of bounds. There's nowhere to go. And so he is out of bounds after no gain.
And that's what Capital needs to do. When he gets out there, they just need to get that play strung out. The defensive end, quarterback, they need to come up and make that play to get that thing strung out.
Ames is 5'10". He's listed at 165 pounds. You know, if he were about 185 pounds, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, put another inch or two on him, up to 185. He'd be a killer. He'd be
5'11", 185. You're right.
He'd be a D1 prospect.
Yep, and he'd be a beast is what I'm thinking. He's in the backfield now. Now he goes over in the slot on the right-hand side on a 2nd down and 9. Handed off to Morgan. He's going right side, following his guard. He gets a couple of yards. Now, nice move up the sideline down to the 20-yard line. Let's see where he stepped out of bounds. Hard to tell. Did he get to the 19? He did. That's a 1st down.
And I will give Skyline a lot of credit to their offensive line. They're getting out there. They pulled that left guard, brought him out and around. He sealed out that end really well, so he's able to make that corner and get the yardage.
Yeah. There's a kid, he just got out there, and I didn't think he was going to get the corner, but he did. And gets the 1st down all the way down to the 19-yard line. So Skyline stretching it from sideline to sideline. Handed it off the middle. Morgan, after going right and left, they go right up the middle. He's inside the 20.
And that play, the backfield on that one, Wayne, for Skyline, the two backs were right on top of each other. The quarterback kind of put it into Avery's hand and then wound up putting it into Morgan's hand. It totally baffled the linebackers for Capital. They had no idea who had the ball.
That's down to the 18. I think I said 19. I meant 29 last time, and that time 11-yard run from the 29 down to the 18. So 1st and 10 for Skyline at the 18-yard line of Capital as they're just moving this ball right down the field. Taylor hands it off to Ames, right side. He cuts it down the sideline. He's got some running room. He steps out of bounds at about the 10, maybe the 9, close to another 1st down.
Again, Skyline looking a lot more like they did in the 1st quarter, where they're just kind of running at will, picking up 6-7 yards every play.
Going to be down to the 9, so it'll be a yard shy. 2nd and 1 from the 9-yard line. Go ahead.
Capital's defense, they need to come up with an answer here on the corners.
Already up 17-14. Capital could do nothing with their first series of downs in the 3rd period. And Skyline taking it from their own 47-yard line. They've got it down to the 9-yard line. In the end zone, looking for Lott. Did Lott catch it? He did. It was a jump ball, and Lott comes down with it for the touchdown.
That time back in defense was Carter Johnson for Capital, and he just wasn't able to really get a hand on him. He had good coverage and went up for the jump ball, and Johnson loses that jump ball.
Taylor just threw it to a spot in the end zone. It was indeed. It was good coverage and just a jump ball, and Carson Lott won it. And all of a sudden, it's a 23-14 ball game in favor of the Skyline Grizzlies. Araki on with the extra point. Boy, he drives it through, doesn't he? Low but through. We'll take a 30-second break. 9:50 to go, 3rd period. And Skyline now has built this into a 10-point lead at 24-14 over Capital. We'll be back after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
Is your family always on the go? Visit your nearest Albertsons Butcher Block and pick up a Double R Ranch Beef 101 guide to discover quick and easy beef recipes to keep your athletes full and healthy. Double R Ranch USDA Choice Northwest Beef is always available at Albertsons. Head over to the Butcher Block today and join Double R Ranch and Albertsons in their support of our local ranchers.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
24-14 is our score here at Donald Larson Park. It's your Jackson Food Store High School Game of the Week. 5A state playoffs. Skyline of Idaho Falls with a 10-point lead over the Capital Eagles. Wayne Dzubak, Dave Burnett with you, and here we go. Getting ready for the kickoff. Let's see if they go deep to Brixey again. They do. This is back, and 8 yards deep in the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line.
630thefan.com, by the way, is where you can get video streaming, as we have actually quite a few people in eastern Idaho that have jumped online to watch their Skyline Grizzly play tonight.
Right now, Skyline looking awfully strong. They came out. They jumped to a 14-0 lead in this ball game. That was the biggest lead of the game. And then Capital came back to tie it up 14-all. It was 17-14 at halftime, and then Skyline with the first series of downs, they had it. They drove it all the way down from their own 47-yard line, a touchdown pass to Carson Lott, and it's 24-14 in favor of Skyline. Capital taking a long time getting this play off. Oh, I tell you what, the officials haven't blown it. That's what it is. So now they blow the play to go, and they hand it off up the middle. Kyle Larson getting it out to about the 25-yard line, 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles.
You know, they're running more of Larson this week, and I'm not quite sure what is going on, why Larson's getting the bulk of the carries, but they are running him out of the backfield a lot.
So 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, low snap, picked up. Here comes the pressure again. Korf jumping up. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And trying to get around one defender, can't do it. He just needed to keep going forward. He's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah.
He needed to get to the 30.
I thought Brock Davis, who was the cornerback there for Skyline, was going to take his head off. He was coming a million miles an hour, and he just stepped out of the way at the last second.
Yeah, Korf trying to get it around Brock Davis, and that was a tough thing to do. So a big 3rd down play for Capital as they're down by 10 now. 3rd down and about a foot. They marked it just shy of the 30-yard line. Kyle Larson, the running back, from the shotgun. They hand it off to Larson up the middle. Larson does get the 1st down, but that's it. He gets just across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st down Capital.
You remember last game, Micah Hagler got a lot of the play. In fact, I think he was our player of the game. He's standing down on the far left-hand side, just almost second to the end, and not in the game. I'm not sure if he's in the doghouse or hurt.
Yeah, I wasn't in that loop, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Hand off to Larson again. Larson gets about another yard, maybe 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And nothing up that middle. Again, that Skyline defense is doing a good job clogging everything up the middle. You've mentioned him a lot. Brock Davis has been all over the place tonight.
He has. He's played very well tonight.
Brian Mendoza comes out of the ball game for a second. Big guy. On a 2nd down and about, let's call it 7. From the shotgun, they send Brixey in motion. Korf keeps it up the middle. He's across the 40, across the 45, has a 1st down. And that's the first time that play really has worked as he gets it out to the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Capital.
Before the goal line.
Timeout and timeout as well. 7 go here in the 3rd period. It's 14 Skyline over Capital. Already the Fan.
Mountain West Bank is proud to sponsor these broadcasts of Treasure Valley High School football, together with our totally free checking, competitive rates on loans, and other community efforts. It's how we try to make every community we're part of a little better. We love Southern Idaho, and we try to make every one of our branches a place where you love to bank. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing.
Go Treasure Valley!
Mountain West Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Want to thank all our sponsors this year. Of course, Jackson's Food Store with our high school game of the week, but also Mountain West Bank, home of the totally free checking and free online banking. Steve's Hometown Toyota, worth that short drive to Ontario. Go wireless, get 50% more data. By Boise Muffler, let Boise Muffler Shop help simplify your day. Foot and Ankle Medical Center, the Double R Ranch, the Battery Exchange, and Pioneer Federal Credit Union. Okay, here we go with the football. Back to pass the score. Over the middle, it's going to be intercepted. Picked off there by Walker Spalding. And there's our first turnover of the ball game, and Spalding comes up with it at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a ball that was poorly thrown, way underthrown that time, and it was an easy pick for Skyview, or Skyline, I should say.
That's going to turn the ball over, and they'll mark it officially at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Skyline. So after a great big run up the middle and a get big 1st down, Capital turns it right over, down by 10, and unable right now to stop this offense. Handoff. Morgan up the middle. Morgan powers his way to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Patrick Cornum coming up with the tackle that time.
Skyline again. No hurry on offense, Dave. They run that clock. They get that play clock down as far as they can. Clock running with 7:10 to go here in the third period.
Which was different when they were at the start of the game, man. It was a fast running offense.
Taylor pitches it out to Morgan. Morgan, that's a different play. We haven't seen it. Gets it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Little pitch out, little option play by the quarterback.
Yeah, Carter Johnson, who plays cornerback for Capital, getting beat badly. He was beaten on that play, blocked out of it, and that allowed Skyline to get that yardage. He's going to have to do a play off that block a little bit better.
Big third down here, though. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 41-yard line. So a chance for Capital now to get off the field defensively and get that ball back in their hands with their offense. Down by 10. They were down by 14 and came back. Can they? You got to wonder how many times can they keep coming back. Handed off to Morgan up the middle. Morgan spins, and that spin gets him the first down. He's pushed back, but I do believe his forward progress was across the 45-yard line, Dave.
Yeah, it was. He'll get the first down by a little better than a yard that time, even though Capital pushed him back, but it was a little too late.
On the ground. And that, once they mark it, get the chains set, they'll get the play clock going again. Skyline. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. They'll pass and they'll run, but they've done a lot with the run here tonight, Dave. They've just gone in a lot of different ways. This time they've got 5 receivers in the pattern, but they send the man in motion, and Adams up the middle, cutting back. He's to the 40-yard line, and how about that? David Ames, I called him Adams, I meant David Ames. And David Ames, he moves so fast I can't ever see his name on the back of his jersey, you know.
And he has just been a workhorse in there tonight. They had, I think, 3 or 4 guys over to the left, really overloaded the left side, and then brought him around, and they were all there ready to block.
Ames takes it all the way down to the Capital 40-yard line, another first down. I'm just impressed with how the Grizzlies just keep it coming.
Yeah, they're not backing off. I mean, they don't have this one locked away. They are ahead by 10, 5:38 left to go in the third quarter.
Well, they're just out there with a lot of confidence right now, just kind of a little bit of a swagger. Here's Young, back to pass, throwing it out. He's got a man open, and it's caught down at the 10-yard line. Wow.
Yep, got him knocked out of bounds, so it kept him from going in for the touchdown, but he had a good 3 yards on the defender.
And that was Colton Bates, who had his man beat and caught it at the 10, and they marked him down at the 6-yard line. So once again, Skyline has 1st and goal to go. Once again up by 10. Here come the Grizzlies. Just when you think they weren't going to pass it, they come up with a big pass to Bates like that. Morgan in the backfield. They send Ames in motion. They hand it off to Morgan up the middle. And he's down to about the 5-yard line. Pickup of 2.
Yeah, just in casual observation and watching Capital's defense, they don't know what's coming at them. You got Ames coming one way. You got Morgan coming up the middle. Then they pass the ball. Capital is just not quite sure defensively what's coming at them next. And they're trying to second guess, and they're guessing wrong a lot of the time.
So it's 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Already up by 10. Lott gets out, split wide to the left. Quarterback keeper, I believe. Nope, they hand it off to Ames around the left side to 5. He dives, and he basically surfed his way in, I think, on the defenders. Let's see.
But I think he fumbled the ball. I think he fumbled the ball in the end zone, and it went out of the end zone after the fumble, so that'll be Capital's ball.
I didn't see the ball come out, Dave. Good catch. And it is. That's exactly the call. He kind of got up on top of the defenders, and like I say, surfed his way into the end zone. But apparently the ball came loose and went out of bounds, and it's a turnover. So a touchback out to the 20-yard line, and what a break for Capital. Now, there are some who can say that they made that break by knocking the ball loose, but it's a big break. There haven't been many turnovers, and now we just see 2 back-to-back like that.
Yep, and, you don't obviously the break, you want a break, but, for a fumble in the end zone, you don't want to get that close.
All right. Corf at quarterback. Sends a man in motion. Fumble, and Corp's got a fall at it back at the 10-yard line. So all of a sudden we hadn't seen any problems, and now we see them all.
And I don't know if it's, the condition of the ball. As I mentioned before, that game ball is getting wetter and wetter as it goes along, even though it's not raining currently.
We had a little bit of showers, during halftime, but we'll see.
First time I've seen Micah Hegler come in for Capital in the second half now. He's in at running back.
All right, so Hagler back in there at running back. That's going to be a new look because he's a power runner for Skyline. Let's see how they handle it. Back to pass is Korf. Korf looks, throws out to the corner. Has his man. It's complete down the sidelines. A nice run by Jesse Healy. And Healy gets right down the sideline. See where he mocked him out of bounds.
And watching that play, you know what Hegler did and did well? He picked up that blitzing cornerback. That's the first time I've seen that cornerback really picked up, and Hegler just blocked him right down to the ground.
And that gave time to pass.
Yep.
You're right.
That was a huge play, and I think that's just a smart move by putting him in there.
Ball out to the 26-yard line. That's going to be a third down and about 5. Hagler remains in the ball game. Brixey in motion. Play action fake to him. They throw over the middle. It's complete to Brixey at the 40. And Brixey breaks loose at midfield. Brixey still on his feet at the 47-yard line. And that's another first down for Capital. And again, Dave, it was a big block by Hagler that gave Korf the time to throw.
Yeah, and that's what he's done. He's come in and he's picking up those guys blitzing in, coming off the edges where before that wasn't being picked up.
Now there's what you get Brixey in the game, and that's what Capital hasn't been able to do. They hand it off. It's Hagler up the middle, down the sidelines. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, 20, 15, the 5-yard line. Let's see where they mark it.
I think you're going to be inside the 5, about the 4 maybe.
He's got his foot down right at the 5, I think, Dave. Yep, right at the 5-yard line is where they mark him out of bounds. And so it's going to be first and goal to go for Capital. What a turn of events. Handed off to Hagler. Up the middle. Hagler bulls his way in. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown.
Well, did I make the call earlier about Hagler? I think he was in the doghouse or something. I'll be honest. Watching his body language, he was down at the end of the bench, standing there just in disgust and mad that he wasn't in the game. And finally they said, no, get in the game. Picked up 2 key blocks on passes on that, 1 long run, and then plunges into the end zone.
Well, who let the dogs out? But they have now, and Hagler's out there.
Yep.
And it's 1 point away from being a field goal game. 3:03 to go. 24-20 is our score. Skyline leads it. A big pass to Brixey and some nice running by Hagler. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 3:03 to go, we'll take a 30-second timeout. We got a 3-point ball game again. Capital trying to make yet another comeback. It's Skyline 24, Capital 21 on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
Buying a home is a major financial commitment. The home you choose must fit your needs and budget. What size of home to buy and how much you can afford are choices you'll live with for years to come. Home buyer education services offered throughout Idaho can help you make correct choices in purchasing a home. A list of home buyer education providers can be found online at finance.idaho.gov. That's finance.idaho.gov. Sponsored by the Idaho Department of Finance, the Idaho State Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Well, this one is going to go down to the wire, no question about it now, I think, with 3:03 to go here in a third, 24-21. It is Skyline leading Capital. Wayne Duzubak, Dave Burnett with you here. And, again, you can catch the game on 630thefan.com. Here's the kickoff. It's a squib kick. Going to bounce around, taken by an up man at the 20-yard line. 25-30, out to about the 35-yard line. And we got a little pushing and shoving going out there. The whistles blow, but no flag. So the officials do a good job of just kind of separating everybody and saying, come on, let's play some football.
Well, you get a little fire in your belly. You realize, you're 3 points down. You got a quarter and a couple minutes to go. Get a little fire in your belly.
Ball at the 35-yard line, and let's see what the Capital defense. Remember, the last time Skyline had the ball, they simply marched the ball right down the field, save it for a fumble at the goal line, and going out of bounds in the end zone to give it to Capital at the 20. This would be a different ball game right now.
Yep.
And we've got, sack that time on Ames. I mean, he just got the handoff, and Capital was in the backfield right on top of him.
Yes, looky what I found here. I found a running back with the ball And that time that was Keegan McCroy who came up with that tackle.
And he just kind of just wrapped him up, didn't he?
Yeah, just a name I hadn't called all night long.
Like a piece of Halloween candy. He had them all wrapped up.
Well, that's the thing right now. Capital's got to get some fire in them, and they've got to get mean and nasty.
Ball back to the 31-yard line. It'll be second down and 14. Handed off to Morgan up the middle. Bounces off a couple of guys, then goes down as he gets it back just outside the original line of scrimmage at the 36.
Yeah, and just a huge hit by number 1 back there, your safety. That's Patrick Roma came up and just leveled him.
So Capital starting to hit hard now. What a turn of events. That fumble in the end zone, going out of the end zone, giving it to Capital to the 20-yard line, and then an 80-yard drive in about 5 plays for the touchdown.
And the crowd now getting back into it too. They've been sitting fairly. They've been as quiet as the Capital Eagles have been.
Clock down to 1:47. It's stopped on the field. I'm not sure why. The officials kind of looking over not sure if we have an injured player or we got a problem. Looks like Morgan was shook up a little bit. He's getting off the field slowly, but they're finally working him over on the sideline. So the running back Morgan out of the ball game now, and he's been a really key factor as well.
Well, he got tattooed hard on that play. So,
all right, your man on defense has come in there. Brock Davis is now at running back. Young rolling to his right, throws it. It's complete, but not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down and 5.
So Capital coming up with a stop on 3rd down when they needed to do it.
4th down and 5, and it's going to be a punt formation here. I don't think Skyline wants to take a chance with so much time left in the ball game. Got a whole quarter to play and 1:10 left to go here in the 3rd period.
Yeah, you want to try to get Capital pinned as deep as you can in their end here.
So Alex Lindsay will go back deep to receive this punt. Apparent punt from Skyline. High kick. Letting it bounce at about the 25-yard line. And it's going to be down at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, we had a late hit on a Skyline guy, and he is down, not getting up, and a flag has been thrown. I think you're going to have a personal foul on this one against Capital.
Again, some pretty hard hitting going on out there. And the Skyline player is up, walking off under his own power, but that had to hurt. That had to smart.
Yep, he got stung pretty good, and he wasn't looking and just got leveled. So I think, it may be targeting against a defenseless player.
Personal foul for sure. And that's going to take the ball from the 25.
And you know what, Wayne, and maybe this isn't politically correct to say this. I think at this point, I think I'd be okay with taking that penalty. I think what it's saying is it's a statement to this team that, you know what, we need to come out and smack these guys one. And it may not be politically correct to say, but I think that's a penalty probably well worth taking.
As long as it was, I didn't see the hit. As long as it was a clean hit, you're right. You got out there, you're playing football, you take a shot. I was always told when the punt was just rolling around, get away from it.
Yeah.
Get away from it. Don't hang out there because you could get your block knocked off.
Yeah, and that was a case. The Skyline guy wasn't paying attention. He just got leveled.
So it's back down to the 12-yard line. So that's where Capital will take over. Hagler carrying some tacklers with him. The secondary coming up to make sure he's down, but it's a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, with Hagler in there carrying the ball now, Skyline's got to come up with a total different strategy as to how they're going to stop a power back.
Hagler coming out of there. You got Jonah Baker in there now at running back. Actually, they're going without a running back. So Baker's in there as a receiver. They throw. It's out to the outside, down the sidelines, and that's complete. And down the sidelines, and I didn't get a number. And that is, that is Zickenfuss who got it and went down the sidelines. Nice play by Zickenfuss just to kind of beat one defender and then get it all the way down to the 45-yard line of Skyline.
It was a nicely drawn-up play. It worked exactly, I think, as Capital wanted it to.
Well, I'm sorry, really hard to pick up some of those numbers on that far sideline, Dave. And over the middle, the pass is incomplete. It was intended that time for Derek Johnson, thrown right by his feet. It would have been a phenomenal catch.
Just way too low.
So they'll bring the ball back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Hagler's back in the ball game.
Referees are taking forever to get the ball set up.
Yeah. Corford quarterback at a 2nd down and 10. Again, Hagler back in there. 3 wide receivers to the far side. They hand it off the middle to Hagler, and everybody saw that coming.
Yeah.
And really that defense, Dave, was really pinching on the sides.
Yep, they came down and just kind of blocked up that middle. Hagler going to pick up a couple on the play, but that's it.
Yeah, that was Anthony Garza, 5'11", 195-pound linebacker, came in and shut it down. So we have now played 3 periods. We're done. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll just take a 30-second timeout. Only 12 minutes to go here in regulation anyway with our score. Skyline 24, Capital 21. Got a good finish for you coming up on 6:30 The Fan.
Hey, new guy. Shovel, right?
Yeah, Ray. And I'm not exactly new. I've seen some action.
What's your story?
Oh, my last gig, I nearly got electrocuted, almost drowned. My owner never called 811 to see if it was safe to dig.
Our guy calls every time he digs.
It's quick and easy. Any tool can do it. Calling 811 gets your underground utility lines marked for free. It makes every project safer for everyone.
Hey, safe digging is no accident. Always call 811 before you dig.
Sponsored by Idaho Pipeline Association. Funding from Intermountain Gas Company.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630.
Sorry, they're
The
right
Fan.
next to each other.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Wayne DeZubak, Dave Burnett here on the Jackson's Food Store Game of the Week. High school football playoff action 5A. From Donald Larson Park, it's Capital against Skyline of Idaho Falls. Skyline leading at 24-21 as we start the 4th period. Man in motion. Korf back to pass. Throws it to Zickenfuss, and he drops it. Nope, he caught it and gets a gain of about a yard, but it's going to be 4th down and long. Yeah, 4th down and 8.
He had about a yard loss, but kind of got his footing and lunged forward to pick up a couple of them.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he dropped the ball from here, but then gathered it in, and it's 4th down. So let's see what they do here.
Playing fast.
Alex Lindsay in there at running back as well on a Skyline side of the field right now at the 43-yard line. Let's see what they'll do. Korf drops back. Looks like he's going to punt it away. This time he's back a couple more yards. And he will kick it away. Little softer kick. There's no safety down there. Takes a nice bounce. And Capital's right there to stop it at the 1-foot line. Don't let it get too close.
Holy cow.
Sometimes you get too greedy, you know. And, I mean, it's okay if it's at the 1-yard line, not the 1-inch line.
Yeah, I'm always wondering because they were standing with their heels on the line. If that ball then touched them on the feet because their feet were on the line, would that then put it as a touchback?
And that's the thing, you know, if your foot's in the end zone, I mean, then you're in trouble. So you got to be there. But they've got it inside the 1-yard line.
So Skyline's got a task ahead of them if they want to score here.
They're 99 2/3 yards away.
The way Capital was hitting in the last series.
Taylor at quarterback. Hands it off to Morgan. It looks like it's back in there now after taking it. Was shaken up a while back, and he keeps bouncing it outside, and he gets all the way out to the 9-yard line. Good job by Morgan, and good to see him back in there. He kind of walked off under his own power, but was definitely shaken up a little while.
That right side of the Capital defensive line doing a lot of arm tackling that time. He just shred right through their arms. There's no way. With his size and strength, he shouldn't be, just ripping through arm tackles like that.
About an 8-yard gain. And that's exactly what they wanted.
Got him a little breathing room.
Again, it's so funny to see Carson Lott just set up there on the left side while the other team's in the huddle. Handed off up the middle to Ames. Ames has got the first down, fumbles the football, and Capital has recovered. He fumbled it at the 17-yard line, and Capital has it.
Again, a nice hard hit. I didn't see who made that hit right at the end, but hit him right with a helmet in the ball, and out it comes. So good hitting by Capital.
Ball recovered at the 14 because David Ames III had the first down, Dave, and he gets hit and fumbles. And in a 3-point ball game, here come the Capital Eagles. They've already overcome a 14-0 deficit, and then they were down 24-14. And they're trying to overcome this 10-point deficit.
Well, you have to begin to wonder if the physical size of Capital is beginning to wear on Skyline.
And we hadn't seen any turnovers. Now we've seen 3. Korf rolling to his left. looking, can't find anybody. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to be sacked all the way back. And they're going to mark him at the 22-yard line.
I thought Hagler was going to get him out of trouble. He went up and picked somebody up coming off the end, turned around, Corp was in trouble, came back and hit another guy off the backside, but 2 other Skyline players waiting to take him down.
You know, my feeling is you get a big turnover like that, you got the ball at the 14-yard line, and you got Hagler in there who they've not been able to corral. Just hand it to him and see what he can do. That's what Skyline's been doing. They've been handing it to their bread and butter players. They're looking, back to pass again. Corp is going to be sacked again all the way back at the 31-yard line. And Capital going backwards.
Again, it's Jacob Doherty coming up, the linebacker, blitzing off that left side, coming back and making the sack.
So you had the ball, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now you've got it 3rd down and forever back at the 30. So you got about 25 yards for a 1st down. Let's see what they do here from the shotgun. Corp sends a man in motion, back to pass, looks to his left. Now comes the pressure. He's sacked for a 3rd play in a row as they kept bringing that pressure, and this time he is brought down by Kellen Higgins.
Higgins coming just knifing through that line. I don't know where he came from, but he just knifed through there and just threw him to the rug like a rag doll.
I'm not sure if they can punt it to get a 1st down. You know what I'm saying?
Taking a long ways to go.
It's going to take like a 40-yard punt just to get it to the 1st down territory. And here's the kick. This one's going to go out of bounds. What a nice kick inside the 10-yard line, Dave.
Good news for the guys holding the sticks over there. They really don't have to move very far. Because that was a long ways to go to get that 1st down.
3 consecutive sacks by Skyline all the way back from the 14 to the 40. And they had to kick it, and they get it down to the 9-yard line, and that's where Skyline will take over. And they're not happy about being on their own 9, but they're happy to have the ball back.
I would think so.
Wow, that defense stepped it up for Skyline. And my feeling was with the defense coming so strong, just a short delayed handoff or something like that to Hagler, I think would have been huge. But I'm not calling them. They hand it off to Morgan up the middle, and he rifles his way through the defense out to about the 15-yard line. Clock now down to 8:20 in regulation play. 24-21 if you just joined us. Skyline leads it. Grizzlies have looked great on offense tonight. Jumped to a 14-0 lead, 24-14 lead, and are hanging on here at 24-21. And they're taking all the time they can on that play clock.
And you can't blame them.
Morgan, the running back. They sent Ames in motion. Got a flag down. Ames is the ball carrier up the middle, but let's see what the flag is. Gain of only about a yard, but we're checking the laundry, and it's going to be against Skyline. But I'm not sure for what. Illegal shift.
Haven't seen that call tonight.
So that'll back it up 5 yards from the original line of scrimmage, and kind of bring it back to about. Let's see where they mark it. They haven't marked it yet, have they? There they are, right at the 10-yard line.
Yep, so they kind of gone nowhere.
Officials trying to keep that ball dry. They take a little extra time to put it down on the field because they're just kind of wiping it off a little bit as best they can. And we've seen several turnovers here in the last little while. It's just damp out there. There's no rain, no showers or anything like that. But it's just been a damp day all day. And it's like 48 degrees out there. So that ball started to pick up some residue. They pass it out. Nice catch there by Lott. And Lott's going to have it out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line.
But nonetheless, it's, where are we at, 3rd down now?
Yep, 3rd down and about 3. But nonetheless, you got people out there like David Ames and Morgan. Both were impressive.
Well, I think if you're Capital, if you can shut those 2 guys down, you got a real good chance of stopping this.
And again,
that's a big if.
Yep, again, a huge 3rd down play if you're Capital's defense. And for Skyline, if they keep the ball, they've got the lead. They send base wide to the right. They hand it off to Morgan up the middle. And Morgan's going to be stopped short.
Yep. Defensive ends are doing a real nice job of getting some containment. The tackles pinched down on that line, and that time it just plugged the whole thing up right there on the Capital defensive line.
4th down and a yard, though, Dave. Do you dare?
No,
Do
not
you
this
dare?
deep. Not this deep. Not with, 6:25 to go?
A lot of time. They looked over. They took a long time to make that personnel change to get the punt team in there. They were thinking about it for a second. It crossed their mind.
I just don't see how you could do that.
Yeah,
that would be suicide.
I don't either. Well, last time they lost the ball at the 14-yard line. It didn't turn out to be so bad after 3 sacks, but that doesn't happen every time.
2 guys forgot to get out there for the play for the punt.
So they're in punt formation, and they're going to keep it. They're going to run it, and it's going to be very close, but I think he stopped short. Let's see where they mark the progress.
It's right. It's close. It's right
it is
there.
Awful close.
I think this one's going to take a measurement, but Cindy is doing our video photography.
They
so she
did fake it. And let's see where they put it down. It's going to be right at the 20-yard line, Dave.
I think it's going to work, though.
That's enough for the first down right at the 20. You talk about thinking about it and having the guts to do it. Wow.
That's one that you would have ridden all the way back to Idaho Falls tonight thinking, why did we do that if you had not made that play?
5:30 to go here in the ball game. Regulation, 24-21. Handed off to Ames around the left side. A flag flies again. Could be a procedure penalty or a shift penalty. Let's see.
Again, Skyline came out with that offensive out of the huddle where the center got over the ball way ahead of the rest of the team along with the wide receiver.
Well, they have to be down for a second. Yeah. They have a full count, and they had to be set. And they weren't even close to being set for a full second. So they tried to get the play off quickly. But, man, what a gutsy call by Skyline to go for it on 4th down that deep in their own territory. You know what? And the thing of it is they only needed 1 yard, but then when you start, you're 10 yards back as you're punting.
Oh. Yep, and I think maybe Capital should have been more aware that was a possibility. But that almost, at this point, if you don't keep your troops going, that could be almost an emotional breaker.
All right, let's see what they do here. Richard Taylor at quarterback in the shotgun. Send Ames in motion. Hands it off to Ames. Left side. He's got some room at the 20. He's out to the 25 and out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. That's going to be near a first down, but maybe not quite.
Ames is a great little running back. I mean, he doesn't have that much size, but, boy, he's quick when he gets to that corner.
So it'll be 2nd down and about 2.5, maybe 3 at the most. Has to get to the 30. And again, Skyline doing a masterful job of just running this clock down to about 5 minutes now. Handoff. Caught in the backfield. Nothing doing there. Loss of about a yard or 2.
Again, with these black uniforms for Capital and dark gold numbers, it's difficult to see who
got who. Yeah. And it's one of those nights where because there was water on the field all night, there's just little kind of like a glaze on the field, and it just sucks up all that light. It's hard to tell sometimes, but this is a big one. It's the 3rd down and 5. From the 25-yard line. Taylor throwing it downfield, and it's going to be too far. Everybody got tangled up there, but no call. Ball was uncatchable, so that's going to bring up a 4th down and a punting situation this time, but you never know with Skyline.
Well, you don't. I mean, at that deep and faking it, that was just a huge call. Now, with 4:17 to go, how big is this drive in this series for Capital to try to get the lead and win this game?
All right, this time Skyline gets the punt team out there, and you got to think they're going to punt it away. Alex Lindsay deep, standing at about the 45-yard line, his own 45 to get the kick. Ames will be kicking, so I would trust anything. And Ames kicks it away. It's a really short kick, and It's taken by Lindsey. He gets a couple of blocks around the outside. He's got some room at the 40. Ames trying to make a stop, can't do it. Down the sidelines at the 35-yard line, and down about that return by Alex.
Well, that's what Capital really needs to where, if they don't shoot themselves in the foot here, they should be able to, at the very least, get down into field goal range.
Clock at 4:02. That was a low kick. No hang time whatsoever. And a great return by Lindsey. Now here's Hagler. Now my feeling is just run Hagler, or at least use him as a fake. They hand it to Hagler. Hagler gets forward for a yard or two. Now everybody's, I tell you what, I got to tell you, Skyline doing a great job of just guarding that middle, and there's another Skyline player down. And they'll blow the whistle here. It looks to be like it's Anthony Garza.
And he's not feeling well at all. You can tell he's really hurting.
So they're checking Garza out. We'll take a 30-second timeout here, folks. The clock says 3:52 to go in regulation, and it's a 24-21 ball game. Skyline leading Capital here. It's getting down to the wire. Donald Larson Park. We'll have more after this on 630 The Fan.
Buying a home is a major financial commitment. The home you choose must fit your needs and budget. What size of home to buy and how much you can afford are choices you'll live with for years to come. Home buyer education services offered throughout Idaho can help you make correct choices in purchasing a home. A list of home buyer education providers can be found online at finance.idaho.gov. That's finance.idaho.gov. Sponsored by the Idaho Department of Finance, the Idaho State Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
We are back here. Garza's helped off the field. Second down and 9. And Korf keeps it up the middle. And he is met after a gain of about 3 and pushed back. And now looking for a flag, and they get it. A little extracurricular activity as they threw Korf to the ground. The Skyline defense did. And they got the flag, and that's going to be an automatic first down, personal foul against Skyline.
Well, a little bit of frustration from Skyline at this point after giving up that big run back there. So not the time to get that penalty, though.
Last year, Skyline lost this game 45-28. We got another kind of high-scoring game at 24-21. Clock is down to 3:41, and this ball is going to be moved all the way down to the 10-yard line. Actually, right at the 11 is where they mark it. So it's first down and 10 from the 11. They get to the 1-yard line for a first down. Hagler lined up to the left of Korf at the running back. Korf in the shotgun, sends Brixey in motion. Hands off to him around the outside, down the sidelines of the 5. Cuts it back in. Sam Brixey, touchdown, and a flag at the end. And I think it may have been a hit in the end zone.
Yeah, we'll see what that was. It was thrown by the back judge at the end of the end zone, throwing it out to about the 1-yard line.
Now let's see what happened. There could have been we'll just wait and see. Brixey apparently in for the TD, but the flag was thrown right at the goal line.
Fans waiting to see what it is.
Could have been a block in the back or something against
it's against Capital.
So it is against Capital. So negate the touchdown. And it's going to be right at the 1-yard line. It's going to bring it back to the original line of scrimmage, the 11, where it'll be first down and 10 again. So it's as if that play never happened.
Yeah, well, honestly, with 3:33 to go, it'll allow Capital to burn a little more clock here anyway.
I think Capital would rather have the lead. If you're me, let's take the lead. All right, Korf has Hagler there. That end around worked last time. This time they go to Hagler up the middle. Hagler fights his way inside the 10, still on his feet, pushed back. Never went down. They could never get him down, but he's at about the 9-yard line, pick up a 2.
Micah Hagler is just a junior. He will be back for Capital next year, a little more matured, a little more strength, and a little smarter in the game. And he is. I'm impressed with him as far as being just a battering ram for a running.
Apparently another flag was down, Dave, that we didn't see. Personal foul. This one against Skyline.
Wow.
So a lot of extracurricular activity going on there. And like you say, getting a little dicey. And it's half the distance to the goal line. And it's down at the 5-yard line. So it'll be first down from the 5. They can get to the goal line and get a first down. Wait, now they're saying, no, because it was a personal foul. It's 1st and goal to go from the 5. Now I see. The chain guy finally figured it out. 1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line, and now an official whistles it. I think he wanted to check it, too, to make sure that's exactly what the situation is. They're wondering, should it be 1st and 5 from the 5-yard line? So they're going over to the chain guys.
Hagler coming out, by the way.
And, okay, the chains are still in play. So the ball's at the 5. They can get a 1st down just inside the 1-yard line, Dave. So it's 1st down and 4 for a 1st down, 1st and 5 for a touchdown. So it wasn't 1st and goal to go. So the officials did get it right. That's what was confusing me. This is what I thought it should be right here. 1st down, but only 4 yards to go. Fumble! Recovered Skyline. The handoff to Brixey, fumbled on the end around, and Skyline has the ball back with 2:55 to go. We talked about no turnovers for so long, and now they become such a big part of this game.
I think your statement earlier is probably right. I think Capital would rather have had the touchdown. Wow.
Well, they went back to the play that they scored the apparent touchdown, which was nullified by a penalty, but they couldn't complete the handoff. I guess the good news, if you're Capital, there's still 2:55 to go in the game, and you've got Skyline at their own 6. This has turned into quite a game. It's turned into quite a I don't know what's going to happen type of situation. Taylor at quarterback, hands it off to Ames around the outside. And David Ames gets it out to about the 10-yard line, pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Another big game going on in 4A ball. Cuna now leading Skyview just 21-19 as they're into the 4th quarter there.
Nothing more out of that Eagle Bora game.
I was looking for it right now. I think it's fairly close. I was trying to get a better update.
All righty. Ball just shy of the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Skyline. And again, they are going to move this clock down as much as they possibly can. Skyline 24, Capital 21. Fumble after fumble. Handoff to Morgan up the middle. And he's going to get to the 11 before he's pushed back. Huge 3rd down play coming up here.
This could be the play of the game right now for Capital. They've got to get a stop here.
And Capital, I think, calls timeout there. I was going to say they need to start using some of their timeouts because they got a big 3rd down coming up. We'll keep it here. 3rd down and about 6 with 2:07 to go in the football game, down 24-21. They get the stop here. They'll probably call another timeout. That'll force the punt, and they'll have an opportunity probably to have it on the Skyline side of the field, but they've got to make this stop right now if you're a Capital fan.
Well, I do have an update here. The latest score I have out of the Eagle game, it is Eagle 25 and Bora 14.
Okay.
That's in the 4th quarter. Still don't. Is it Meridian's playing at Lewiston? Is that where they're playing?
Yeah, they're up at Lewiston.
Haven't got a score on that game yet.
Yeah. Haven't got very many scores from up north or from back east. We haven't heard from Madison Timberline for a while. Haven't seen that.
Nope, and that game should be completed.
Yeah, it was started a little bit early here. All right, here we go. Here comes the 3rd down, and we're going to call it 6. 3rd down and 6 for Skyline. They've got Carson Lott to the near side. They're coming up, and it's going to be Taylor up under center at quarterback. Pitches it back. Now they're doing an end around. They got Lott going the end around, and Lott's going to be stopped. Shy of the 1st down. It's going to be a 4th down and plenty of yards to go, so they're going to have to kick it away, Dave.
He did not want to go down, though. I thought he was going to somehow squirt around through that backfield and get the 1st down, but he was stopped.
So a little razzle-dazzle, and with 1:57 to go, Capital calls timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back to finish this one out. Skyline will be punting it away with a $1:57 to go, up by 3. We'll be back after this on Sports Radio 630 The Fan.
Hey Treasure Valley, Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario is all about the hometown game. Steve is a proud sponsor of high school sports and student athletes, and Steve wants to be your hometown dealer. Steve's Hometown Toyota is the Valley's only 13-time Toyota President's Award winner for customer satisfaction, and they promise the short drive to Ontario will be worth big savings. Dare to compare and discover the Steve's Hometown Toyota difference. The hometown dealer supporting the hometown game. That's Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario.
Your station for Treasure Valley High School football is Sports Radio 630, The Fan.
Welcome back, everybody, to Donald Larson Park. Wayne Zubak, Dave Burnett with you. 1:57 to go in regulation. It's Skyline 24, Capital 21. Skyline with a 4th down and 4 from their own 12-yard line. So they're going to have to punt it away. It's going to be Alex Lindsay, who had a nice return on last time on a punt. And he is back at really inside is the 45-yard line. So barring anything unforeseen, Capital should get the ball back with great field position. The kick gets away. It's a short one. Lindsay lets it hop. He takes it at the 48-yard line. Now cuts it back upfield. Tries to get to the out-of-bounds marker. He's at the 40-yard line. We got a flag back at the 49-yard line. And so let's check out the flag.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for Capital. Typically, you're going to have a block to the back or a hold there.
Away. The officials now talking it over at the 40-yard line, and we'll see what it is. Back, as Dave called, against Capital, so that'll pick it up. 1:48 to go in regulation. 24-21. Skyline leads it. And right now it's going to be up to the Skyline.
So your Capitals coach, what do you do? What do you
negotiate 59 yards? A minute 48 to do it.
He's going to have to Capital.
Remember, you're only down a field goal. You can tie it up. It can go to overtime.
Micah's back in there in the backfield for Capital.
So Korf at quarterback sends Brixey in motion. Back to pass, rolling to his right, looking down the field, looking for Zickenfuss, and Zickenfuss can't get it. He is impeded, and they may call pass interference against Skyline. I just think that was two people going for the ball. Parker Stenenson is the guy they're going to call it on.
And I don't know that it was really a catchable ball, but you know what? I don't have a whistle, and I don't have that black and white striped shirt on.
Well, both Stenenson and Fickenfuss were going for it, and they just kind of bumped into each other, but I think it's going to be pass interference against Skyline.
Unless they picked up that flag. Did they pick it up?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. They're not marking anything off right now.
Yep, they did mark it off.
Okay, now they've got the ball moved, and so they've got it all the way down to the 44-yard line of Skyline. So it was pass interference against the Grizzlies. Korf. Hagler, right side, breaks a couple of tackles, gets it to the 40-yard line, picks up 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. He was one tackle away from being gone.
Yeah, but that defensive back made the right tackle, got him right in the thighs, didn't try to tackle him high.
Yep, he was the last guy to stop him. Korf, back to pass, throws underneath the coverage, it's complete and out of bounds. That's Brixey. And that's going to be a 1st down for Capital as they're moving the football now.
Minute 18 left on the clock.
And it'll move it to the 31-yard line. Clock is becoming a factor. 3-point ball game. 24-21 is our score. Low snap picked up by Korf. Here comes the pressure. Rolls to his left. Throws it underneath the coverage. Complete to Zickenfuss or not? Incomplete, they say.
He dropped the ball.
He had it for a second, but then dropped the football. But that'll stop the clock with $1:11 to go.
And again, Hagler picking up a nice block on that cornerback who was blitzing in.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Trying to figure out if Capital has any timeouts left. I think they've got 1 timeout left, Dave.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it shows on the clock there.
So 1 timeout left. Korf. Back. Rolling to his left. Throws. Complete. Zickenfuss has it this time, and he's going to be shy of a 1st down, but he picks up about 9 yards.
So that clock keeps moving. 1 minute left.
Capital moving quickly. They got a 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. They hand it off to Hagler. Hagler hitting the backfield, trying to move his way forward. I don't think he got it, Dave.
Yeah, I think he's right there at it. I think he's just barely
Boy,
at
I
it.
tell you what, they gave him a real nice mark.
I think he got a little bit of a lunge. Now the clock stopped at 45.
Remember, you got to save time for a field goal, too, because you have a chance to hit a field goal from here if you can't make it in. Fumble! And now you got to call timeout, probably.
I would think so, unless you're going to get up and just down the ball.
Yep, and they do. So Capital calls timeout with 34 seconds to go on another miscue in the backfield. On the snap, Core fumbled it, fell on it, lost a few yards, but now you're talking, if you're talking field goal, Dave, you're probably talking about a 45-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, but and that's quite a bit for Britt Ipsen, who is their field goal kicker. That's a long kick for him. He is not that strong of a kicker. So you need to work some stuff up the sidelines. You got a chance for maybe 2 more plays up the sidelines to try to get at least 15 yards closer.
So it's second down and about 13 with a loss, and the ball down at the 24-yard line. So it'll be about a 41-yard field goal attempt if they had to go from right here.
Capital does not have a kicking net, so Ipsen's not warming up on the sidelines to kick. That's a real disadvantage.
All right, here we go. Here comes Capital. Second down and 12. From the 24-yard line. Down by 3. Send a man in motion. Korf has it, rolling to his right, looking back to his left, throwing to Brixey. Brixey has it at the 11, makes a couple of moves. He's down to about the 2-yard line.
He gets out, it's at the 5. He stepped out of the 5, but he did get out of bounds.
So he stepped out of bounds right at the 5-yard line. That stops the clock with 25 seconds.
Yeah, so they are in field goal range, but with 5 yards to go, I'm looking at Mr. Hagler coming around the end. Don't try it up the middle. Come around the end.
No timeouts. Remember that. 25 seconds. Now Skyline wants to call timeout.
Ooh. I don't know that that's a wise play. That allows Capital to regroup and decide what they're going to do here.
25 seconds to play. Skyline 24. Capital 21. The winner of this game plays the number 1 team in the state next week, Mountain View, which is probably sitting at home watching this game on 630thefan.com and thinking, okay, who do we get? We don't know.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Yeah, they're not going to know for another 25 seconds because this game is going down to the wire. And who knows? It may go overtime if they have to kick a field goal. And remember, they're out of timeouts. So whatever they do, they're going to have to make sure somehow they can stop the clock, Dave.
Well, you're going to have to go, boy, do you pass to the sideline then? What do you do?
You've got plenty of time if you had to just kind of, just ground it or something, but let's see what they do. All right, first and goal to go from the 5-yard line. 25 seconds to play. No timeouts remaining for the Capital Eagles. Korf directing traffic, brings his man inbounds a little bit. Got Hagler to his right, sends a man in motion. Korf takes the low snap, rolling to his right, looking in the end zone. Now heading towards the end zone, and he is in for the end zone. Let's see. No signal yet. Down at the 1-yard line. The clock continues to tick. 11 seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. They're lined up, and they down the ball with 4 seconds to play.
So do you go for the touchdown and the win, or do you go for the field goal and the tie?
I don't know.
Holy
I don't know.
Cow. With 4 seconds.
I don't know. Skyline, Capital, no, Skyline calls the timeout.
Skyline. Capital is out of timeout.
They pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm trying to look down for number 9 for Britt Ipsen. He is warming up on the sidelines, but he is not in the huddle.
The front of the ball, nose of the ball is touching the goal line. I mean, from what I can see.
I know it's going to be Hagler. I think Skyline knows it's going to be Hagler. It's just going to be who's going to man up and muscle the line out.
I think you've got to go for it. Whatever it is, this is the last play of the game. You win it here. I mean, I don't think you take your chances with a field goal from here. I think you sit there and say, okay, guys, here's the deal. We've gotten this far. How do you do it? The nose of the ball is just barely, almost touching the goal line.
Yeah, it can be. I don't think it could be any closer without touching.
Without breaking the plane. I mean, I can't believe that. I thought they probably should have given him a touchdown because I thought he got in there. But here we go. This will be it. This will be it right here. You win or lose on this play. And they're going to do it from the shotgun. They hand it off to Hagler, up the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown, and there's no time on the clock. Wow. 27, 24. Time has run out. The game is over. What a finish. Micah Hagler from inches away wasn't going to be denied, Dave. He just took it up the middle, scored, and on the last play of regulation, the Capital Eagles advance to take on Mountain View next week as they win this game 27-24 over Skyline. Wow. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back to wrap this up. What a finish here tonight in the 5A playoffs. Capital moving on. Skyline. They haven't won a playoff game since 2000. They're going to have to wait till next year if it's going to happen. We'll be back after this 2-minute break on 630 The Fan.